Bum 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 bum. Physically fit, physically fit, physically fit.
Hello and welcome to the Invincible Podcast, probably the best superhero podcast in the universe. This is a show where friends sit around and talk all things Invincible, a comic book and soon-to-be animated series by Robert Kirkman, Corey Walker, and Ryan Ottley. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan, and joining me as always are my friends Bill.
Hi everyone.
And TJ.
Oh, hello, what he said.
Hey! So we have a huge show. It's been a long time since we can do an entire episode just packed with news and
What episode
updates.
number is this?
This is... Want to guess? Let's guess. TJ, what episode do you think it is? Without looking at your sheets.
90.
Bill? See who gets closest.
I need a hint. What was last episode?
I can't tell you.
I would say more than 90.
Oh my gosh.
I would say 93.
Could you please?
87.
Oh, okay.
87. Not quite there yet. Not quite there, but still a ton of episodes. So we're going to get right into some of the news here. But first, I just want to remind everyone, we are the Invincible Podcast. You can find us and email us if you want to be a part of the show at theinvinciblepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify. The website, theinvinciblepodcast.com, has a reading guide. It has the contact information. You can check out all the show notes and episode list there as well. I do want to remember to put a tab on the website for the videos that we've done for the game show that we did and the Guess Who and stuff like that. Otherwise, we are also the Oblivion Song Podcast. TJ, give me an update on the Oblivion Song Podcast.
Issue 26 comes out on the 12th, which is this coming Wednesday, if you're listening to this the day this comes out. Mm-hmm. And the new episode will go up on the 14th, which is this coming Friday.
That's right, a week from the day this episode goes live. I did see the artist proof edition at our comic shop the other day when I was picking up the Free Comic Book Day issue and some other new comics, and I still haven't gotten it. I wanted to. I wanted to buy it.
I got the shit out
That's
of
the
it.
big one, right? That looks like a...
It's
so
jarring.
Cool.
It's jarring. Because you know that it's 11 by 17, but it's like when you hold it, you're like, holy shit, this is huge.
I still have not held the hardcover. I haven't seen that. You have that one, right?
Yep.
Okay. I am excited to talk about those, to see those.
When we record that, I'll bring that over and you guys can...
Yeah. I want to check it out. Very cool. All right. So, we're going to get right into this. You guys ready?
I am.
We're going to go in chronological order. So, there's some bigger news. I guess you could say bigger. I don't know. It's all pretty big. But just so you know, like, we're just going to kind of go in order since the last time we recorded. The next thing that happened was, it was Oblivion Song issue 25 coming out with a special little surprise in the back. But we're going to talk about that right before we do our rereader of volume 24. But after that was the Skybound Expo. Now, right off the bat, we woke up that morning and there was a great sale going on in the Skybound store. Did you end up getting anything, TJ?
No.
No?
No.
I thought you were going to get something.
I was putting stuff in my cart, but the cart wasn't big enough for me to justify really doing anything.
Really?
Like, the only thing I really wanted was, like, the larger figure of Invincible that I don't have.
That's what I thought you got.
Yeah, that's really the only thing that I had in my cart, though, and I'm like, I don't know. I just didn't pull the trigger on it.
Yeah. I got that 8-inch mini of Invincible. I got the Wolfman, because I thought you were going to get that, too. That Wolfman hardcover.
No, because...
Oh, I didn't bring it out here.
The reason
it's so
why
nice.
I've been waiting to get that, because if I ever see Jason Howard...
Oh, that's right.
He if you buy it from him, he does a full sketch of Wolfman on the inside cover. So I kind of want to wait.
Have you seen that in person, Bill? The complete collection
It's
of Wolfman?
awesome. It's so
I'll show you
awesome.
after we're done recording. It is really, really nice. I also picked up the third omnibus for Invincible, just because I had 1 and 2 and I wanted to complete that. I got a couple of the board games. I got a couple trades. I got Kill the Minotaur, which I read that. But yeah, otherwise, a lot of the panels were fun. We Hector Navarro and Danny Fernandez hosted, and they did a really good job. I really liked the Attack Peter one. I watched the Stillwater one, which that kind of looks really good. I actually read the first few pages on that. And then there's the vault sale, which I know our friend Mike got the Firepower first issue.
Graded.
Signed in CGC 9.8, which
Yep.
is cool. But the big things were the past, present, future panel with Robert Kirkman. And I think, did Hector host that one as well?
Yeah, he moderated it.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
him and who was the other? DJ?
Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank.
DN?
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank.
I don't know.
But the big thing that they announced at that wasn't Invincible related was coming this October, Walking Dead Deluxe. And we haven't talked too much about this. Are you guys interested in that?
I know myself well enough that I'm going to get the first couple issues and read them as they're coming out, but I'm going to fall off of it. I'm not going to reread the entire series month to month again. It is cool that it's in color,
Yeah.
so it'll be cool to actually see that.
And like all the bonus features in the back and everything like that.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of like the original notes for like when he was originally writing it
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all that.
Maybe I'll collect them all, just put them on my pull list and just...
The crazy thing is like, it's not. They're saying it's not. It's never going to be collected. It's never going to be collected in a trade or.
Oh, yeah.
So you can only ever
You can
get.
only ever get it in single issue
Yeah.
form.
Yeah.
But
I
that's what I
think-
mean. I think I would probably collect the single issues.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool thing for people who weren't able to get single issues that started reading after the show or didn't even read at all, you
Yeah.
know? But as for me, who, like, lived, breathed, like, you know, I feel like I don't need to know more about The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's really cool that they're just re-releasing it, the whole series.
Yeah,
but
the new
You
covers are cool and
What do
everything.
you mean you don't need to know more? Like behind
like,
the scenes
like the
stuff?
behind the scenes stuff, you know
Really?
what I mean?
I think
really-
that's the only
yeah.
reason why I would.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, like, yeah, like we had the three of us are kind of on the outs when it comes to the show. We're not like huge fans of the show. I think a lot of us like fell off. The three of us fell off of that. But like the comic is fucking incredible from
Yeah.
beginning to end.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I
I
think
mean,
I'd still
I
like
feel
to see
like
the
when I
behind the
was
scenes.
in it, when I was like loving it, and like it was my entire life, I feel like I've read and watched and listened to so many different interviews with Kirkman where
You
I have
think you kind of
enough.
know? I'll be curious to see, like, after the first issue, second issue, like,
Mm-hmm.
if it being in color is that dramatic of a difference, and what the bonus features are like.
Yeah.
I can say that I'll most likely stick with it at least till Woodbury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at least to that point.
like
It'd be interesting to collect
Yeah.
until we started reading. You know what I mean? Month to month.
oh yeah,
Because that would be like 40-ish.
yeah.
So, interesting. Other than that, though, he brought up the Invincible Animated Series. He said that there's a trailer coming very soon, but not on this panel.
And apparently not during San Diego Comic-Con
No.
either.
Nope. And it's funny, because at the time we thought that he meant, like, but not on this panel. But re-listening to it, it doesn't sound like that at all. It said it's coming
Yeah.
very soon, but not on this panel.
The thing, it wasn't the sound.
That's it.
He
That's
went
the way
like
he
this.
It
said.
wasn't the
He went
sound.
like
It was
this.
him. He said
Pointing
on
down.
this panel, and he
Yeah.
pointed downward when he said this panel.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Obviously,
what made
that's
us think,
yeah.
oh, it's going to be San Diego.
But obviously it was at San Diego, so that's not the intention. I mean, trailer very soon, though. I mean, that's something. But he did give us a ton of cast confirmations. So previously, all we had known was Mark, Nolan, and Debbie. You know, Stephen Yun, J.K. Simmons, and Sandra Oh. We got a whole lot more. A few of these were on that initial leak that we talked about almost a year ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
And we had some guesses as to who people were playing and everything
Yeah.
like that. But this is cool. By far, my favorite and the one I was most excited about is Zachary Quinto.
As a robot.
Dude,
So perfect.
it's perfect.
so perfect. I just watched Star Trek the other night, and listening to him say words like illogical and just speak in like a very robotic tone, I was like, oh my fucking god, I
I
can't
love
wait.
it. I love it. He sounds great. I wonder how much modulation they're going to do on it. Obviously, it's going to sound like that.
Yeah.
We've got...
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a good point. It would have to be coming out of a robot.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. But he still carries that same tone that'll work. Sandra Oh, we knew Sandra Oh as Debbie. Carrie Payton as Black Samson. Zazie Beetz as Amber. Chris Diamantopoulos. Oh man, I knew I was gonna mess it up. Diamantopoulos. Yeah, Diamantopoulos. Diamantopoulos.
Diamantopoulos.
Diamantopoulos is Donald and Doc Seismic. Donald is one of those characters where if we were to like fan cast who we think the voices should be, I don't think I would even have thought of. Like, it's cool thinking that Donald will be in the show.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna be not a foil, but a someone to bounce Cecil off of. Like,
Yeah.
Cecil will share the screen with Donald, and it's one of those interesting things. Like, maybe I also wasn't sure because Donald is also a Brit character.
So do you think that if Donald is in it, then Brit would also have to be in it too?
I don't know. That's a good question. Did Brit? Donald started in Brit, didn't he?
Yeah.
Huh.
When you said Donald will be able to bounce off of, I thought you were going to say Brit, not Cecil.
Donald is the one that kind of goes through all the series. He was in Wolfman.
Yeah. I mean, Cecil was in all of them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Donald
he is,
But Donald's origin story, like who he is,
Donald's always
is
been
Brit.
an extension. Oh yeah,
Everything is in Brit.
He came from Brit.
Yeah.
But since Brit, he's been an extension of Cecil throughout all of the series.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there was no Brit, because like that's the only place he would fit in. But so that's interesting. I mean, also playing Doc Seismic.
Go on. I just had a thought.
Say it.
Do you think Zachary Quinto is solely the voice
Well, continue with the castings, Ryan.
of the digital robot voice?
Yeah.
Like of just like if I were to speak through a robot, do you think that that's what Zachary Quinto is doing?
Yes.
Just that.
Yes.
Interesting.
I think that is only the voice coming out of the robot suit, the helmet, the mechanical electronic voice will be Zachary Quinto,
Definitely.
in my opinion.
Like how Ben Affleck's voice is Bruce Wayne, but when he's speaking through the thing, it would be like if a Zachary Quinto filter was over his voice. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't think he's gonna. Who else would he be? If not in the robot suit.
We'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll get
Yeah,
to it.
that's why I said Ryan finish the
Yeah.
the castings.
Well, I thought he was just referring to how much modulation. Walter Goggins, Cecil. I can see that. I mean, does he always have like a southern accent, or is that just an Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I've seen him in that. I've seen him in what's that cowboy show?
Was it Justified?
Justified, yeah, and he had a southern voice.
Do you think Cecil? Do you hear southern when you see
Not
Cecil?
at all.
I wonder if he's gonna have that. I don't think it'd be bad.
Cecil seems
I can hear it.
a little bit older to me too, so I'm interested to see how it's gonna be.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Gray Griffin, Shrinking Ray, Rey. So Shrinking Ray is female, and Amanda. This is Azula from Last Airbender. But yeah, I think Shrieking Ray being female is awesome. That's a cool change. And very clearly Amanda and not also Monster Girl, because Kevin Michael Richardson is playing the monster form of Monster Girl, as well as the Mahler twins, which is a cool casting as well.
I feel like he's like the most like option. You know what I mean? Like even when they announced it, you're like, well, I know that he's going to be a monster of some kind.
Yeah, I think we thought of that. All right, Mark Hamill. What do you guys think of this one? This one was really interesting too. He's playing Art Rosenbaum.
So do you think Art's going to have a more prominent role than he did prior?
I think that.
I don't think he has to, just because Mark Hamill's in it. I don't think he has to.
Yeah, but I think like if you have Mark Hamill in a show, like you want him to be in it. You know,
I think he's going to
be.
But
at the same time, if I had Mark Hamill on a show, he wouldn't be playing Art Rosenbaum.
Which is why
he'd be playing something like he's done like fucking like crazy voices. Obviously Joker, but he's done like fucking
Lord Ozai.
Yeah, Lord Ozai, but that wasn't like he played a normal voice as Lord Ozai. He's played like what is it? The Skull.
Ghost Rider.
I can't think of the villain.
From what?
G.I. Joe. He's been in Transformers.
Cobra?
He's been in what's the skull? He has a skull for a face
purple?
in purple.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He's played him.
He-Man?
Yeah, from
He-Man. That's
Okay.
what it is. From He-Man. He's played like all these like crazy fucking roles.
Oh, that's Masters of. Oh, He-Man is
Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But he's played all these crazy roles. Art Rosenbaum. He's not gonna do anything weird with his voice.
He's
just gonna sound like
that
Luke.
might just be Mark Hamill. Like
It's just gonna be Mark Hamill's voice.
Yeah.
it'd be funny if they were like, "Listen, we just want you to just be on the show." And he's like, "I can be."
But that's why I feel Like, he doesn't need to be super prominent just because he's Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
I think he's just going to be normal. He's going to come back and, fucking fuck around with Debbie.
I guess I would say the same thing, even if it wasn't Mark Hamill, so I agree with you, TJ. But even more so, I think that Art is going to have a bigger role, not only because I think he's going to help humanize Nolan, but also who does Mark have to confide in as both superhero and as Mark?
Right.
All he'll have is that in someone that also knew Nolan. He has his mom. Cecil, he doesn't know Cecil.
Yeah.
So who else knows both Mark as a person and as a superhero? That would be Art. Am I right?
Yeah. Not
so
to
I
mention,
think he's going to confide in him a lot when shit goes down, and before shit goes down, we're going to see a lot of great interaction between Art and Nolan.
Yeah. When you release a cast list, Mark Hamill has a lot of pull.
Of course.
And that's why I honestly really do think that they're going to give Art much more story. We like Art.
Yeah.
Like, he's a great character, and I could have dealt with seeing more of him.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a show, and they're 1 hour long episodes. There's going to be more, obviously, than we see in the show. I don't think he's going to be a prominent character.
Interesting.
We'll see.
Gillian Jacobs, Adam Eve. I never watched Community. I think she's from that. I never watched, so I'm not too familiar with her.
I just started watching it about a couple months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking about then? Do
Yeah.
you know her?
Yeah.
You can hear it?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Melissa's Duplicate. And then here we go, TJ. Jason Mantzoukas is Rex. How do we feel?
I don't know. I'm a little indifferent because Rex early on is like an asshole. He's a dick. But Jason Mantzoukas comes off as like has always from the perception that I've had of him in the past is like goofy, and I never really got like a goofy vibe from Rex.
Between Good Place and The League, like he is the dick, he is the asshole, he is kind of cocky and everything, which does work. It's the
just over the topness of him.
Yeah, obnoxious. I think
yeah.
goofy isn't the right. I think it's an obnoxious kind of like hyper.
Yeah.
Now, granted to say, he's an actor. He can adjust to any character.
Of course.
I'm sure. But
there's a great clip
I'm nervous about
on YouTube of him talking about how he's always perceived as the asshole, as the goofy guy, and he's gonna be crazy, and he's talking completely normal. Like he actually did a podcast, which is ironic thinking about now what we know. He did a podcast with Robert Kirkman like 2 years ago, so they were, I guess, friends or acquaintances at least.
Yeah.
And of course, listening to him on a podcast, he's just normal. And Bill, didn't you watch? Was it Big Mouth or something with him in it?
That's what I always. That's like.
Is he like that in that too?
He's very. I mean, he plays like a fucking 13-year-old boy too.
Okay.
That's like sex obsessed and everything. So it's like very, very over the top, which makes me not excited for him doing Rex. But I think like if he just toned it down, like maybe 75%, he could be.
So now that we've talked about him,
we got two more. Do you want to just keep going?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Last two. Andrew Manels as William. Great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Because he's. I mean, spoilers.
He's one person that I want to see more prominent in the show.
Mm-hmm.
William is gay, and this actor, he's gay.
Yeah.
And I think that's like such an awesome thing to do with casting, and I think that it's very like, just aware of the times and stuff like that.
All of this,
but he's also
a lot
fucking
of
great. Like he's also really good.
Yeah.
He was in How I Met Your Mother for a little while.
You're right. He was
as the singer to the band that the mom was in.
Oh.
Don't you
Dude,
remember
I told you he was in Hamilton. He played the king.
The king on the second.
Yeah, the second run or whatever.
The second run, yeah.
And then last but not least, Seth Rogen as Alan.
That wasn't at Expo though, was it?
Yeah, that was the last one he said.
That was the last one that he said.
I thought he waited on that one and he announced that at.
Yeah, which I'll throw this in here now. Ryan Ottley tweeted out recently, hearing Seth Rogen's voice. So obviously he's listening and watching stuff. He says it makes me smile. It just works. So.
But there were more castings, right?
Yes, but there was more at San Diego.
Yes.
Okay. So do you want to bring up what we were thinking before? Well, first, Seth Rogen. Sure. Like it?
That's another one I'm a little nervous about.
Yeah?
I never thought of... a lot of people online like it, but everybody reads the comic differently. I didn't take Alan as that type of voice.
I don't think of Seth Rogen as a stoner anymore. I feel like he's done enough things to me to like prove that he's a little bit more versatile than just being like, you know,
Not
40-year-old virgin kind of guy.
I don't think he's done enough to get. I don't think of him as a stoner, but I think of him as literally almost every movie that he's been in. He plays an unintelligent person. He plays a kind of a dumbass.
No. Like, have you seen that movie that he did with
I don't know, but
Charlize Theron?
Yes.
That's
I
really
actually-
good. That's a really good movie. I really
But
liked
he
him in
plays
that.
Long
that type
Shot?
of role.
Was it Long
Long
Shot?
Shot, yeah.
But he plays that type of role where
Yeah.
he's like following her around and everything. Like,
Dude,
it's like
American Pickle looks good.
I'm watching it tonight.
Are you?
Yeah,
It looks really
because
good.
it came out today, didn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, me and Liz are watching it tonight.
That's awesome.
When we were driving over here, I was like, Liz, do you want to watch American Pickle when I get home? She's like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, let's just watch it.
That's a cool one to go into without
Yeah.
her knowing anything. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I can hear it now. Again, mostly with the goofy fun, Alan. When he gets serious and when he's like about to fight Nolan or fight Mark, or like, I can't hear it quite as much. But the goofy, like sitting on the moon shooting the shit with Mark, I could totally hear it now.
that's the only time that I can hear it. But I don't think of Alan as that. Like, I feel like that part of Alan is just in like the very beginning of the series, and then he's never really.
That's
like
why
that
I'm
again.
interested to see how
Have you
it
seen?
evolves.
You obviously we've all seen Paul here, right?
Yeah.
And he plays the voice of Paul the alien.
Oh,
And
shit, you're right.
there are very somber parts where Paul is very calm and there's like he's like being very serious and it's just like a normal talking voice. It's not.
Yeah, but I think what I want is I want to hear like a serious yell.
But
Not
I
like
think-
normally when he's
but-
freaking out and like
yeah.
this is the end, it's like over something
But
ridiculous.
but Bill, I'm going back to that movie too, as you say that, and like him getting angry about the Christian woman who's saying that she's like really super Christian, and he's like, oh yeah, then how do you explain me? And they're like going back and forth. That was him angry, and I
Yeah.
still can't see Alan in that voice.
I have to say that originally we all like all I'm gonna say is that I'm the most excited I think about that. Like everyone else, I'm pretty excited about.
Why? Because you're most curious?
Yes, that's why
Interesting.
I'm most curious.
Because you want to see if it'll trick your brain into seeing Alan and not Seth Rogen.
It will. I think that it will.
I think it will. I think
I
it'll be fine.
I think that the first episode, second episode, third episode, I may struggle with some of these voices, but like this time, you know, like once the season is over, you know, and time goes by and we rewatch it, we're not going to think anything different.
I want to know
like,
if it gets to the point,
prefer it.
TJ, where you read Invincible and you hear Seth Rogen in
Probably.
your
It
mind when
probably
you're
will.
reading it.
Yeah, it probably will.
That's an interesting
Yeah.
thing to think about. Bill, you want to take Wyatt Lane's email?
So Wyatt Layne says, "Oh no,
Oh no.
oh no." Okay, here we go. So, oh no.
Oh
Wrong
no!
page
How many
again.
pages?
Oh my God,
It's
there's
too
so
big
many
of a
pages
show.
of emails.
It's too
Here we
big.
go. Read it.
Ryan, Bill, TJ. We now know that Zachary Quinto is voicing Robot, and Jason Mantzoukas is voicing Rexplode in the animated series. Parentheses, I think these are fantastic choices, by the way. My question is, who do you think will voice Robot once he assumes the cloned body of Rex? Spoilers. Will it be Zachary Quinto to let us know that it's still Robot inside this body, or will it be Jason Mantzoukas doing an impression of how Zachary Quinto played Robot? I think the second.
Keep going.
Oh. Honestly, I think it would be fine either way because both actors are fantastic. However, I love Jason Mantzoukas, and I think it would be cool to see him flex his acting chops and play a more complex character like Robot, since he most often plays comedic characters. As always, keep up the great work. Love, Wyatt Layne. I think, thinking about it now, that Zachary Quinto is literally just the filter of Robot's helmet. Like,
Yes.
that's what it is. And the tone is, when it's Rex cloned, it's going to be Jason doing a very monotone.
if we're gonna go chronologically here with what happens in Invincible, we're gonna have a young Rex, which would have to be a young Rex, which would be Jason Mantzoukas, or somebody doing a younger voice of Jason
No,
Mantzoukas,
he's
which
not a
would have to be
13-year-old boy.
Exactly.
He could obviously
so
do a younger
it'll be
version.
that, and then when he's in the suit, it'll be Zachary Quinto, because it would be the same modulator coming out. And then when he's grown up Rex, it would just sound like Jason Mantzoukas.
You know what?
But you're right. And this is something that Wyatt
When
brought
you
up.
say
That
young Rex, you mean Rudy.
Yes. But then when he grows up, and this is something that Wyatt brought up that I actually didn't think about till now. Yeah, he's going to have to talk differently with the same voice than Rexplode. Rudy will when he's grown up because he has a different brain. He's going to use different words. He's going to sound, you know what I mean? That is going to be fascinating.
That's just Jason doing two different characters because he is literally.
Yes, but with the same voice because it's the same characters. Voice box, you know?
I think that it would be interesting because they've done this a million times with voice modulation and stuff where they will record both of them and have Zachary Quinto's voice be a little bit more distorted with it being like robotic, but also have Jason talking through Zachary Quinto. Like they'll be speaking the same.
I get what you're saying. So like if there's actually a person in the suit, they can make it so that there's both coming out.
Both coming out at the same time.
I think that's cool. I doubt they're gonna do that. I doubt they'll do that. I'd be surprised if they stick with Zachary Quinto even after he becomes, which I really hope they do.
He's in the robot suit.
I know. I hope they do. I really hope they do. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, because seriously, I mean, they're doing it for Monster Girl.
It's an interesting
throughout
problem.
all of Monster Girl's character.
You said that they hope they keep Zachary Quinto.
Yeah.
To do the voice of robot throughout the entire thing.
Oh, they'd have to.
Right? You'd think so. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
But I mean,
Zachary Quinto's voice.
Like even after Rex Explode dies,
there's still
and he
suits?
takes over. Yeah, he's still gonna be in a suit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like that's what I'm saying. It's like Siri. Like Siri has a voice.
Yeah.
It's like that's the voice of Robot's helmet.
Yeah.
Like, that's just.
It's gonna be the same, and casting wise, it should be the same as Amanda.
Which makes me sad because I could see Zachary Quinto doing a really good Rex out of suit, like Rudy.
He's only ever gonna be able to do a robot
as robot. Yeah.
Interesting though, but that's what makes sense. So that's exciting. All right. After the Skybound Expo, there was a tweet that Ryan Ottley put out, which showed 2 sketch covers. TJ, holy shit, you saw these, right? Mm-hmm. Like one of them was like fully colored. It was him fighting Anissa. I want to say it was him fighting Anissa.
Yeah.
And it was colored. And it looked awesome.
And the other one was so good.
With Eve on the bed painting her nails and
dude,
stuff.
Yeah,
that
is
is
like an average like.
That was really cool.
That's like one of my favorite like covers. Seriously, of any Invincible, even like the normal standard covers. Like that being a sketch cover is insane. It looks so good. Like her boot is like thrown over Mark as he's sleeping next to. Oh, it looks so cool.
Ottley tends to do these things where he'll post these fucking this amazing art, and people will blow him up, and then he'll say they'll be available.
Yeah, he said they'll be available.
Keep an eye out on Felix.
Through Felix after they've been CGC
and then
slabbed.
they just never go up for sale. Literally ever.
I wonder if he just sells them. Somebody might reach out and be like, "Dude, how much you want?"
Yeah, like his mom. You know, like, hey, can I get that?
What you saw, the sketch covers that you saw, are not typically his style. They're a little bit more like Daniel Warren Johnson style. Like the shading and how they use like tape and stuff, which is awesome.
I forgot what the name of that process is.
But he did that, I want to say 1 or 2 years ago, where he did a couple Batman sketch covers.
I was gonna say he did a Batman one.
He did a couple of them, and he said the same thing, and then they just never went up.
Yeah.
And I was
I'm telling you,
looking
because
for them.
somebody reached out.
Yeah.
And it's not worth putting up if somebody's gonna give you that much.
Yeah.
Or I'm wrong. Maybe they'll go up someday.
You're probably right.
But
there's like a millionaire that loves Invincible.
They looked insane. They looked really cool. All right, then we had San Diego Comic-Con at home, where we got some more casting news. So Robert Kirkman put out a video where it was him talking about, various comics, Firepower, Oblivion Song, all that kind of stuff. And he gave some Invincible casting news and then answered some Invincible questions. The casting news was interesting because it was all the Guardians of the Globe. So all the OG Guardians. So we'll go through them here. We got Lauren Cohan playing War Woman, Chad L. Coleman playing Martian Man, Michael Kudlitz playing Red Rush, Lenny James playing Darkwing, Ross Marquand playing the Immortal and Aquarius, and then Sonequa Martin Green playing Green Ghost.
A female.
Yeah, that's right. Green Ghost is now female. Bill, you know the what's the relationship between all these actors?
They're all Walking Dead characters?
Yes.
Right? From the show?
Yeah. So, again...
Is Sonequa Martin Green, is she Tyrese's... Sasha?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yep. And
she
Tyrese is Chad L. Coleman.
I really like her because she played Michael in Star Trek.
I was going to say, she was in Star Trek.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Her name's Michael in Star Trek?
Her last name... Oh, no, her first name is Michael, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I still haven't watched it. I hear it's amazing. So yeah, all Walking Dead characters. Again, we've been talking from the beginning. This show, we talk spoilers. If you found this show and you're just interested about the animated series, don't listen any further, I guess. I mean,
we've
we
already
are.
spoiled.
Yeah, we've already spoiled a bunch, but yeah. So the big thing with these characters is they're all. I mean, all the Walking Dead characters are playing characters who are going to be killed off pretty quickly.
Oh, you did it. You did it. You spoiled it even more.
There's
What if
no,
they're-
that is the what I was getting at. Like that is
okay.
the big thing. So, yeah, interesting. I like it. I like all of them.
So, Robert Kirkman released something on Twitter today, I believe. Was it today? Oh no, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Where he has the Invincible Free Comic Book Day,
Oh yeah, and he was going through.
and he's going through, and he says again, he's like, oh yeah, and this is, a preview. There's a preview in the back of which I didn't look at yet.
Yep, you're gonna get live on the air.
But he said the way that he said it, he's like, with the show that's coming out, soon.
Yeah,
I'm starting to doubt my prediction.
dude, I'm starting to doubt that it's way later than October.
I'm starting to doubt that it's this year. Like,
You mean sooner than October?
like late, like it's not coming out in 2020.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that's
starting
what.
to have doubts.
No, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm thinking it's. I mean, I guess we can get into it right now. It's 2 months away. October's 2 months away. I don't think it's coming out in 2 months. It's got to be pushed. It had to have been.
You're usually, when it comes to this type of shit, you're like Nostradamus. Is that the guy?
Nostradamus.
The guy that can
Yeah.
predict stuff.
Yeah.
So what do you think, TJ?
Have you updated your prediction at all? Based on us not getting a trailer or any additional information other than some casting?
A lot of our predictions were based on that. Like,
Yeah,
we're gonna get
we
a trailer.
thought the big blowout was going to be
Right.
San Diego, which, based on everything we've got, there has been a blowout. Now it's just a question of how this momentum keeps.
Right.
What do you think?
I don't know. It's tough to call,
Especially with the boys coming out on the same network.
the only thing that
In
'cause
September,
he said early on that he said like during like when coronavirus was really just starting to ramp up that it wasn't affecting their timeline at all.
Yeah.
But he also said on Fan Expo that we're gonna have a trailer for you. However, the coronavirus is pushing off. Like he alluded to the fact that the reason why we haven't gotten a trailer yet is because of everything that happened with COVID-19.
I think I talked to you about this, TJ, off air, but we talked about how maybe the production of the animated series wasn't hindered at all, but the release to public and through Amazon and all that
Right.
is what is
that's
caused a
why
delay.
I'm struggling.
So it's ready, like it could be ready to go. They just have to hit a button kind of thing.
That's why I'm struggling to give you a prediction.
Yeah, because it's out of.
If you were to tell me COVID is affecting it, I'd say January of 2020. But if COVID's not 2021, if COVID's not affecting it, I would still probably say my original prediction was like I think the second week of November. We can look back, but I'm pretty sure it was the second week of November, and I think it would be around that.
I would move my October to November, first half of November at the earliest, but now I'm thinking more like January. And January, man, January, what was it, 12th or whatever? Second would be or 14th. Regardless, Invincible Day, the first day of the release of issue 1, January.
Yeah.
Maybe they just wait.
I feel like January just feels better.
Yeah,
But
New Year.
I don't want it to be that.
I know,
But
of course.
I feel like it does. It would probably make more sense.
You could release a trailer. You could release a trailer after having 45 seconds of footage done and just make like a
course.
fucking 25-second trailer. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be
So-
anything. So, they have enough footage for a trailer. Can we all agree on that?
Of course.
They have to. They
Yeah.
fucking have to. Okay.
I mean, a trailer could just
So
be a title card.
why aren't they releasing the trailer?
That's the thing. There's a reason. They obviously know. They're bigger fans of Invincible. They want what's best for Invincible more than we do. There's a reason. There has to be.
Why?
I don't know.
Do you think the... Okay, so when did The Boys Season 2 trailer just
We
came
did this last time.
It just, no, Season 2 trailer. It just came out, didn't it?
Yeah, recently. Yeah.
Like recently,
Yeah.
but it came with a release date of September.
Yeah.
They always
August,
release
September.
things like
So-
it's only like they only ever release things like a month in advance. However,
That's what I'm saying.
However, when it's the first season, whenever it's a brand new one, they normally allow like 2 months. So I still don't think it's crazy to believe that it's coming out in October if we get a trailer very soon.
Right.
Yes.
I think that the industry is just getting smarter about it. I
Yes.
think that they're releasing
It's
trailers
kind of like what video
sooner.
games do.
Like video
They-
games. Like
they
today,
wait to
like
announce.
State of Play just announced today that the Darth Vader VR is coming out this fucking month.
Yes.
Like in a few weeks. You know what I mean? And I think that's just the new thing. I'm not saying a few weeks from now, but I'm saying like
Even
TJ, to your
deeper.
point, if I wouldn't be surprised if we get a trailer by the end of August, just fucking randomly, and then it will come out in October. But I don't know, like the way that.
And one of the most interesting thing is, and TJ and I talked about this too, is you have this big stage, whether it be Skybound Expo or San Diego Comic-Con. There's a reason they didn't want to use that big stage.
Why? Like,
I
why?
don't know.
I'm just so fucking curious.
You know what? The more I think about it, I'm sticking with my prediction. I'm saying
November?
Mid-November to the latest, and I'll tell you why. Because as I'm thinking about it too, I thought about like what we were saying, and normally like for new things they'll give like 2 months. But I'll also go even deeper and say that when it comes to streaming services, Prime, Hulu, and Netflix, when it comes to animated, I feel like they're just falling from the sky. Every day there's just a new animated series, like some weird animated series that you've never heard of.
On Netflix,
this isn't a very popular IP. This isn't like not everybody knows what Invincible is. Maybe they do only give us a month in advance.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Go for the bigger splash all at once.
I'm saying mid-November to the latest.
About it.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Guardians of the Globe. That's cool. I like it. The other Invincible questions that were brought up, he again kind of said when it premieres in the future. He mentioned that there may be another animated series in the works.
But he was talking about Invincible. He's like, Invincible is going to allow us to do more things.
Yes. And he said that Skybound
maybe
North...
something's already in the works?
Yes.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
So,
Wolfman.
which tells me...
Dude, I would lose my shit. There's
Here's
no
the thing.
way. There's no way.
I actually thought about this in very, very deep detail.
Really? I haven't at all.
I want Wolfman, but it's not Wolfman. It doesn't make any sense.
Do you think it's Guardians?
I think it's Guardians because they already have people cast for it. They're going to make them bigger, or it's going to be Tech Jacket.
And do what? Like a prequel series?
Or it could be Brit.
Like
but it's not going to be
like
Wolfman.
A prequel series of the Guardians?
Yeah.
So something that was never in the comics.
Or I'm sorry, Guardians of the Globe.
That's what I'm saying.
It's going to be Guardians of the Globe.
The old Guardians.
Because you said they released cast.
They have, yeah. But I think that it could be that. But I feel like it makes more sense.
Like it's going to be Lauren Cohan and like Michael Kudlitz.
I don't know.
That would be cool.
But
it would be kind of cool.
That would be fucking
if it was
the
like
thing that makes sense though is for it to be Guardians. Honestly, even if it's old Guardians.
I mean, honestly,
or new
the thing that
Guardians
makes sense is fucking Walking Dead
or New Guardians of the Globe.
A Walking Dead animated?
I'm just saying.
It's not going to be that.
Printing
Can
money.
They not?
Printing money.
No, it's no. They
it's
wouldn't
not going to
do
be
that.
No.
They wouldn't do that.
I think it has to be Guardians of the Globe. Wolfman. I've been thinking about this a lot lately.
Dude.
There won't be a Wolfman animated series. I don't think there ever will be.
No.
I think it would be better, even though I want a series so badly. Make a fucking badass animated movie.
Oh yeah, like just make
honestly,
it.
It's not.
You're right. Distill that 25 episodes into
25,
one into like 1 2 hour animated movie that ties into the.
It would be fucking nuts with
So-
all the actioneers
Yes.
and like
Yes.
them changing into vampires.
Like Mask of the Phantasm.
Everything with the family, like it would make a fucking phenomenal movie. I want a series,
and it has an end.
Yeah,
I
so
want
like,
a series.
like
yeah.
But
I think that's a fucking great idea.
And if that comes
and
out
it could
like
it could be an Invincible presents.
yeah, dude.
Yes.
This,
Dude,
like,
it
what
would
we
be
talked
between
about.
like season 2 and 3 of Invincible or something, and then from 3 on he would just be in
and
the
then
show.
Invincible would like be in a couple minutes. Of
Wouldn't it be
Ooh.
cool? So think about this. So The Witcher premiered on Netflix.
Yeah.
Blew the fuck up, right? No one knew what the fuck The Witcher was.
Yeah.
And it was a game of everyone thought it was a Game of Thrones clone and everything like that. And then all of a sudden The Witcher now has 2 spin-off series, one of which is a prequel, and then the other one is an animated, I think, movie that's coming out.
I knew that.
The one is an animated movie that talks about the guy who raised Geralt.
Okay.
I forget his fucking name. Vladimir? I don't know.
Well, Vladimir.
So I'm thinking that it's not out of the realm of possibility that Invincible premieres. It's fucking great, and then they have all these options to do this crazy fucking universe on Amazon.
Yeah. Again, I honestly, as much as I'd love it, either of those, if it's going to be Invincible related, which I don't think it is, I would say that it's Brit, because we have Donald, and then we can get the past because Brit was all.
Dude,
before.
wouldn't they do like a Wolfman movie, a
Brit
Tech Jacket movie, a Brit
movie.
movie?
I feel
Oh
like-
my god!
And then they all come together in like
I'm
Invincible
dying.
issue 60.
I'm dying right
I feel
now.
like, but you're not crazy. But I feel like if they're gonna do a spin-off of Invincible, it has to be something that opens up the world so much more than just let's get Donald's like origin story.
Donald's
you know what I mean?
friend.
I feel like it's gonna be. It's gotta be Guardians. It's gotta be. That's
But
my
they
prediction.
don't. But they're dead. They're dead. And then what's
New Guardians of
special?
the Globe. There's a comic book
Yeah.
called Guardians of the Globe.
Yes.
That's what it's going to be.
But that's like
That's
well
so
into
much
Invincible.
further.
That's
It doesn't have to
And
be,
that's
though.
all about when
It doesn't
Mark
have to
is
be.
off-world.
Guarding the Globe takes place throughout all of Invincible, and it jumps around a lot in the timeline. A
No,
lot.
not really. It's while Mark is in space fighting
Yeah.
during the Viltrumite War. It's what happened on Earth.
We'll see.
I don't know.
You think it's going to be Brit, though?
No, I don't think it's gonna be Invincible related.
If
I
it
think the
is,
best
you think it's gonna be
idea
Brit?
is the Wolfman movie.
okay. Question: what is your favorite off Invincible thing? Is it the
definitely
Guardians?
Wolfman.
Is
No,
it,
it's
no,
Wolfman.
they're
Wolfman.
yeah, fucking Wolfman. Like that, everyone knows that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like if you're a fan of Invincible, your next is fucking. It should be Tech Jacket.
I
then
don't
Wolfman.
think. I don't.
Tech
think
Jacket would be
peop-
fucking sweet.
I don't think it would be. I don't think it's like that though. I think the three of us all agree on Wolfman, but I think that the majority would not agree with
Interesting.
that. I really don't. I think that the most majority of people would say Tech Jacket.
I'll make a poll. You want me to put a poll
Yeah,
on Twitter
sure.
and put like the
What-
all the spin-offs?
What spin-off movie do you want to see? Do you
No,
want to see
I wouldn't say
a-
movie. I would just say what's your favorite spin-off of Invincible.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I
But
bet it's not Wolfman.
I bet you Wolfman will win.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I want it to win.
What's going to be in the poll? Wolfman, Tech Jacket, Brit,
Guarding the Globe.
Guarding the Globe, on fucking
I mean, Guardian of the Globe / Invincible Universe, right?
yeah.
All right. So I thought that was gonna be like the quickest little note. I didn't
Well,
think we'd
That's a
talk
fucking
about that.
huge thing. There
I
could
guess.
be something more than.
Yeah, but I think I took that as it's going to be. I mean, it could be any other Skybound property. It could be Die Die Die.
It could be.
It could be
However,
anything.
Oh yeah.
When he
That's
started.
what I mean. There's so many. It could be firepower. Like it could
Stop
be.
But the way-
ruining my dreams,
But the
Ryan.
way he was talking about
be
it, he was
Gasolina.
saying, the way he was talking about it, and it could be conveyed either way. But the way I took it was, he was like, Invincible this, Invincible that. Invincible is going to allow us to do even more side stuff, which could already be in the works. And when I think of that, I think all the other side stuff that comes off, that branches off of Invincible. And maybe he wasn't talking about side stuff of Invincible. Maybe he was talking about side stuff of his own IPs, but I don't know. I just don't think so. It's gotta
Can
be
they
Invincible.
fucking do this? Can they please?
Build a fucking universe?
We
Do
are
it.
so smart.
Like, this is your this is
your
your
chance.
opportunity to do
Yeah.
this.
You're mad at them already because they're not gonna do it. You're already mad. I'm mad too, TJ, because it's a fucking dude. If they did it, I would be fucking thrilled. Oh my god.
What if they did a prequel of Invincible Presents Adam, Eve, and Rex Explode?
They could.
They could
Dude,
do
that
too.
would be a movie.
That would be a movie.
If people
Or
love,
like a miniseries, like 3 episodes or something.
here's the thing: if people love Invincible, they will fucking go all in. Like if it is a huge hit, they will fucking go all in.
I do think that that's going to happen
on all of
eventually
it.
too. Because I'll tell you what, and I said this before, and I know you think I'm being biased, but I'm not. If they do Rex properly, Rexplode properly, he will be the most popular character
in this show.
in the show. Everybody will like him because
He'll be the favorite.
Because that is, I feel like that is the, like, everybody's favorite Ninja Turtle is Raphael. Because he's a fucking dick,
What
and
the
people
fuck?
love that.
Who
You know what I
likes
mean?
Raphael? Everyone likes
What?
Leo.
I mean, I like.
No, wait, I
Leo.
don't like Raph. I like Mikey.
You like Mikey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Here
like
we go.
Leo.
3-way
Yeah,
split.
there you go.
Yeah, TJ, just because
But I
you
feel like
fucking
that.
love
I
him.
feel like nowadays people like just kind of gravitate toward the asshole. I
Or
don't
is
know.
it like what's his face? Or not? I don't even know if it'd be the asshole.
He's not even.
I like
reason
Seth.
why,
I
too,
like
is because
Stephen
he's
Young's
not
character
really-
in Final Space. Was it Kato?
Kato.
Avocado.
Avocado. Yeah.
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 Um,
Oh god. That's
but the
so-
reason
yeah.
why
Dude.
isn't just because he's an asshole. Once you find out his origin story, now I have some things saved for when we.
We got
get
so
to it.
much to
But
talk
4
about.
hours
We've
from
got
now.
so much to
I'll
talk
bring it-
about.
But I'll bring this up now. I'll bring this up now. Rexplode. So as TV shows go, they all have like the overarching story that goes like throughout the entire season that you get bits and pieces of in each episode. But then each individual episode has like has a beginning and an end.
Yeah.
Rexplode needs to have his own episode where he's a dick. And like there are things still going on in the background.
If
of
this
the
was
overall
a
arching
animated
story.
series with 20, 30-minute episodes, 100%.
But it's not going to be like what you're thinking, Ryan. It's not going to be like Smallville, where there's like 30 episodes. And but I'm saying like he's going to be like a main part of of one episode, and then it's gonna start with him. And then it's gonna be Invincible, and it's gonna go back to Rex, and we're like, why is he acting this way? And then Invincible, and then at the end, Adam E is gonna be like, talking to him about like his childhood and how he grew up and like all that stuff. And then
You
you're
just
gonna
really
realize
want that scene to hit, which is
it's
crazy because
100%
that
going
scene
to.
is going to happen
It's
in
gonna
this
happen.
in this first season.
It has to.
Do you think that Rex in the comic is like a perfect representation of Rex because that's what you're getting your ideas from?
What do you mean?
Like you said that if they do Rex properly in the show, it'll be everyone's favorite character, right? So presumably thinking Rex is the perfect character in the comic book because that's where you're reading it from, right? But
Well,
not
yeah,
everyone's.
what else would I
no
have to
one
compare
else
it to?
loves. No one else loves Rex Splode as much as you do. That reads a comic.
Yeah, but once you put him on screen, and
could
another thing,
change-
That's,
it
you're
could
saying
change.
it's a different kind
Once-
of audience.
I honestly-
once you put it on screen and you give him jokes and you
Yeah.
give him, he's the comedic relief of every single
ready?
fucking episode.
You ready?
Wait. One more thing. Hold on. Robert Kirkman also said that he's going to be a more prominent part
He did.
of the series, and if he's going to be a more prominent part of the series, then he's going to be telling more jokes, and he's going to be that even more of a comic relief.
Yeah.
And people are going to love him even more.
Yeah, I think that is going to be Alan. What you're saying, I think, is going to be Alan. I wouldn't be surprised if Alan stole the show.
Alan's not funny like that, though.
Yes, he
He's
is.
not really comic
We
relief.
love Alan.
Okay, name one funny part in the first, like, fucking, like,
Earth?
he's not, like,
Urath.
Yeah, Urath.
Earth and Earth. Okay, sure. That's one thing, though. But
You
he's
wanted
not,
something
like,
within like the first
he's
5
not a,
issues.
he's
or
not a comedic. You think of him as comedic relief of the series?
every other scene that he is in. Yes, it is funny.
Okay?
Have I ever read the issue?
You understand we're about to do a
We
a
almost
reread.
finished the reread. Let's not do it again.
We're about to do a reread of 6 straight issues. How much comic relief did you get from your reread that you didn't do?
all of it.
He's not funny at all. He's not funny.
This is later Alan though. He's grown up.
Yeah, but later Alan begins in like issue 10 of Invincible.
You're crazy, Ryan.
This-
Do you disagree with him as well?
Oh, I already said I think Alan
Okay.
will be the.
All right.
Regardless, it'll be interesting to see. We'll see.
Alan can't be the goofy guy, knowing what he turns into. He can't be.
I think he
needs
was
to,
and he
like-
will.
He
Yeah.
won't be.
We'll
see.
These are the 4 options. What's your favorite Invincible tie-in series? Brit, Wolfman, Tech Jacket, Guardian the Globe / Invincible Universe.
Yeah, that works.
You good with that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Put that
post it
shit
right
up.
now.
Tech Jacket and Wolfman are going to be the top. It's going to be almost a tie between those two, and then it's going to
We'll let
be
this go. We'll let
Brit?
this go live for 3 days.
and then it's going to be Brit,
Brit, Wolfman, Tech Jacket, Guardian the Globe
and
/
then
Invincible
Guarding the
Universe.
Globe and Invincible Universe are going to be like 4% of people. That's my guess.
We'll see.
Okay. All right. Next up, we've got. Oh, we're here. Free Comic Book Day.
Can I look at it now?
Yeah, Bill. You ready? So Bill has not actually looked at this yet. TJ was able to grab him a copy at a comic shop. So Bill has the Free Comic Book Day issue of Invincible in his hands. What do you like the cover, Bill? You want to look at the cover for a minute?
I've seen the cover. I've looked at the cover a million
All
fucking
right.
times.
So 2-page splash. Do you want to read it? Here, I'll read it, Bill. You look.
Okay, all right,
You look.
yeah, go
Don't turn
ahead,
the
go
page
ahead.
yet.
my
Happy
God.
Free Comic Book Day. This year we wanted to share Invincible #1, the one you're holding in your hands, for 2 reasons. Not only is it the best superhero comic in the universe, but it'll soon be the best animated superhero series in the universe when it debuts on Amazon Prime Video. The show will be packed with familiar faces, so it's a good thing. Each episode will run about an hour long. The adventures of Mark Grayson, who's grown up in the shadow of the greatest superhero in the universe, Omni-Man. Who else will you see in this debut season? You can count on Adam Eve, Robot, and the rest of the teen team, Monster Girl, the entire Guardians of the Globe, plus some of their greatest villains, like the Mauler twins and Doc Seismic. Like that first 2-page spread?
This
You've seen that.
looks. No, I haven't.
He hasn't seen like anything.
I haven't seen any of this.
You told us that you saw Robert Kirkman's video where
He
he
went
opened
like
it
he
up to this
flipped.
page.
He flipped this. I saw like this corner right here. I didn't see that.
Oh, I thought he
And then I
landed
saw
on
like
that
this
page.
right here.
I
'cause
thought he opened
like,
up
flipped
to
through
this
it.
page and
No,
just
I
left
didn't
it there,
see
but
this.
didn't open up the other ones.
Maybe I didn't watch the whole thing or
Maybe he
skimmed it.
did.
Oh my god! It is it. Oh.
Did you open it up?
Oh, look at Nolan! Is it just me, or does it look like it's almost CG, kind of?
I
Like-
think there's.
I don't know.
I was actually impressed with how much it looked like it was hand drawn.
Like,
Yeah, I
like
thought the opposite.
Eve on the first page.
Yeah, those are like character models. Those
Okay.
are very clean character models. But then you also see on the first page we got the character model for Adam Eve Amber, who looks awesome.
Yep.
Mark, Invincible. Then there's some sketches on the right-hand side with what looks like 2 screen grabs from these series, right?
Yeah.
Him punching Monster Girl.
Why the fuck is he punching Monster Girl?
Do you remember that scene?
Oh, is it when he's
stopping her fighting Rex.
I don't remember that.
Oh my
At
God,
the,
Bill.
at the sign-ups.
Look at Nolan looking down.
Or at the auditions.
Dude, doesn't he look mean?
Oh my God, he does.
So one thing that I feel like when it comes to the animation style, there's not many differences, which was what I wanted.
Dude,
However, if there was a change, I feel like there's like this like subtle like anime style.
There's a
Yeah.
little
Which
bit of that, yeah.
I kind of like that, especially in that picture of Nolan.
Yes.
He looks
Dude.
anime.
All right, Bill, last page. The 2-page.
Like American anime, like Avatar, Last Airbender.
What you got?
Oh my God, Mark and Amber.
Yeah.
It does look like an American anime, kind
Dude,
of.
like we talked about, like it's kind of that Korra look, you know?
It does look like Korra. Oh man, I'm just excited that I recognize these characters, even though Amber in this is black, which I think is awesome.
That was a really good change. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, and
I've noticed,
Also-
and we'll get to some comments, but Debbie looks a little different, but she still looks great.
Also, Rex Blode, they made him Hispanic.
Yes, and you notice that one of the biggest changes with his costume is his goggles. He doesn't have those round,
yeah, he's got like swimming goggles on.
Yeah.
or they're like skiing. They're like skiing goggles.
I love his costume.
Dude, it looks good.
You
It
know
looks
what?
really
It
good.
almost looks like a motorcycle kind of
Yeah,
outfit.
you're right.
Yeah.
Dude, Omni-Man's blue is a little bit more light. It's
Yeah.
a light,
So
softer blue.
here's the difference that I think is interesting. Like,
But there's the fight with Monster Girl and Rex,
Yeah.
and him being all beat up.
if you look at the picture here that we're looking at of Nolan, where it's just the character model, and then you look at the page prior to him actually in the series,
Yes.
it's different. It's
Exactly.
different.
That's what I mean.
It's
like,
not as clean.
Yes.
Like what you're saying.
yes,
Um,
that's a good way to look at. I mean, even looking at
Mark.
Invincible.
Yeah.
On those 2 pages, on the first 2 pages.
Oh man.
Do you notice Adam Eve is wearing shorts and not like
A skirt.
no,
No.
not even the or the like
Spanx.
whatever Spanx. Yeah, it's not going up her leg. It's like shorts.
Oh yeah, she's not wearing underwear.
Yeah, it's not essentially underwear.
Yeah. Okay. That'll change the older she gets because she's still young. She
She
looks young.
also-
In that
she
picture.
looks
I was
really
gonna
young.
say she looks really young.
Yeah, which they should be. They're high
Teenagers.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, Amber
I-
looks awesome. Amber's outfit, dude. Mark's outfit and Amber's outfit in that
Yeah.
in that shot from that scene, like he's still wearing the blue and yellow. Dude,
To me, okay, so one thing that I was hoping that would be in here was that it would say something like, now that you've seen...
oh shit, there's more. You got to read. All right, go on though. Go on.
Now that you've seen the things, here's the trailer will release, tonight or something like that.
No, but
And-
there
and it
is
would
more.
be-
So it says it talks about Stephen Yeun and J.K. Simmons, Sandra Oh playing Debbie, Gillian Jacobs, Adam Eve. All this we talked about, and more to be announced. Then it says, ready for this, Bill? If the character designs and key art on these pages feel familiar, that's because Invincible co-creator Cory Walker has been putting in many days and nights on the show, serving as lead character designer. As for his Invincible co-creator Robert Kirkman, he wrote both the pilot and the season finale and has been involved in every step of the production along the way. This show most definitely looks and feels like the Invincible comic while utilizing every trick hand-drawn and digital animation has to offer to make sure you feel every punch and energy blast as the blood splatters and our heroes go soaring into the skies. Dude, Cory Walker, what, 2 years ago at Lucca in Italy, said he was working on something,
yeah.
that was that
And we
we'd be
were
familiar
interested. We were
with.
like, I wonder when we're gonna see this thing.
He was literally doing character design for
Yeah.
the Invincible Animated Series. Like it, I mean, we talked about it a little bit when we saw the cover reveal.
I'm just glad that Mark has fingerless gloves, that he has knee pads.
He does not have the squares, or like the on his calves, which is fine. I think that's the only
I think that's
that
fine.
change. I'm totally good
Yeah.
with. And like yes, Adam Eve looks young in that character model,
But not in
her
the picture
her
of her
flying,
flying.
it doesn't as
Yeah.
much. And even in the 2-page of them standing there, it doesn't look as young as that character model.
And anyone with anything with a background, like Adam Eve flying, Invincible kind of lunging forward, them, Mark and Amber on the bed, and Monster Girl fighting Rex, those are all straight up in the show.
Those are from the show.
You can
Those are
see
scenes.
you can tell that those are like actual scenes from the show.
Yeah.
So that is
comic.
essentially what they're going to
behind
look like.
Amber
No,
and Mark.
show, the
behind
show.
it. Behind,
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
They're actually from the show.
Yeah.
Really getting into it now. If you want, behind Amber and Mark are curtains. So it's probably a dorm room. So are we seeing college? I mean, Amber was or it's bedroom because Amber was high school. It wasn't just college. So yeah, I guess it could be either.
Yeah.
But Monster Girl fighting Rex is clearly at the tryouts, which means clearly after the Guardians are dead. So even though we got this great cast for the Guardians, I mean, are they going 4 episodes in? 5? 2? You know what I mean? How late into the series is that fight between Monster? How late into the series is the death of the Guardians? That's something we talked about for years since the show's been announced. Like how and that's a question that Mike Barrett asked, which I don't even know. No, we didn't even talk about that. The last 2 questions from San Diego Comic-Con, Mike Barrett asked, what timeline will season 1 cover? And Kirkman said he's not going to say, but it's going to move at a faster clip than the comic.
Yeah.
Issue 8 will be, like, when they get to episode 8, it'll be long past issue 8. So, yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other one was Let's Talk Invincible. Kelsey asked, favorite Invincible character to write? And Kirkman said Battle Beast because he was just writing Worf from Star Trek. So, yeah. Which I could see. So, yeah, Bill, how you doing over there? What do you think?
I'm excited. I think my favorite, and this is so stupid, but my favorite thing is Mark and Amber sitting on.
Really?
I don't know why, but I recognize Mark. You know what I mean? Like I recognize him, and I wanted him to be recognizable as like the person who I've been reading all these years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
TJ, do you have any final thoughts on him?
No, I kind of said what I had to say. I think it's just different enough, but not. There's not a lot of difference, which is what I wanted. I don't want them to change. These characters are iconic to us.
Yeah.
Maybe not to everybody else, but they are to us.
Like,
so
there's super subtle
why bother
tweaks.
changing it?
Like Rex's goggles and the fact that it's not pouches, it's the boomsticks on them. Like they're so subtle, but they're so iconic looking that it just works. I love it. There's more, Bill. IGN today posted an article about the animated series, and it had another image that wasn't in this. Now, only revealing a couple differences. Now, you haven't seen this either.
So they're character models of
which
everyone?
we've seen all except
Cecil?
Yep, and one more.
Duplicate?
Yep. So there's Duplicate and Cecil in there. So that's what they look like in the show. Duplicate's costume looks great. They got rid of the white background on the number.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
I think that's fine though, because I think it makes it look a little less Fantastic Four.
Oh, that's an excellent point.
All of a sudden, if there's a bunch of numbers on this white circles,
that's an excellent point.
So it kind of looks neat, like just being like an outline of a number. That looks cool. And Cecil looks great. I mean, he looks
a little skinnier.
Yeah, his face is a little longer.
But I mean, I think he looks great. I think he looks great.
Cool.
So given like what we've gotten so far, Mike Barrett's question, where do you think, coming back to it, where do you think it's gonna?
I feel like out of all three of us,
what's it gonna show?
Out of all three of us, I feel like I will have slipped the most from my original prediction.
My original prediction was that it would end with Mark going to Telescria and opening up a door and seeing his father was there that was the one to call him there. And I think that's what it's going to be.
It's not Telescria. Thraxia.
Thraxa.
Yeah.
Thraxa.
Did you have something, Bill, or is that unrelated?
I mean, it's related to what
Invincible.
we're talking about, but I'm not going to say anything about timeline for the show. In other Kirkman TV news, which is in the IGN article, this is nothing new, but this just made me think about it. There's finally a release date for the long-delayed season 10 finale, which will now air October 4th, alongside the series premiere of The Walking Dead: World Beyond. what better time to release a trailer for the Invincible animated show? Or do you think that they would do that
Would they
on
release
TV?
would they release an Amazon? I don't watch enough like AMC or anything like. Would they show an Amazon original on AMC?
I don't
No,
know.
I don't think.
But I see what you're
They're
saying.
gonna release shit on a random fucking.
I mean,
Tuesday.
I guess it's all Monday.
It's gonna be a
or
random
all
day.
Money.
They always do that. It's
We
always on a
we
random
could literally
day.
talk fucking hours about this, because then why wouldn't they just release it during San Diego Comic Con?
No, I know
when
exactly.
It was a
So,
bigger audience,
yeah, we don't know. TJ, back to your question. I used to think it would be like the end or towards the end of season 1, like maybe like season or episode 6 or 7, where he like fights Mark or something. I'm thinking now it's like 2 or 3.
Episode?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
him fighting
Mark or
100%,
or at least
100%.
killing the Guardians in like 2 or 3.
That's gonna happen in the first episode.
You think he's gonna kill him in the first?
I think it could be the first.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I mean, that would be a good hook for people. Everybody
You
says
gotta
read to
cap-
issue
that's what I'm
7.
saying.
you
Like,
got to capture people.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Yeah.
I think it could go up to the end of episode 2, but I don't think it can go past episode 2.
And my original like years ago concern with that was we have to feel for Nolan. We have to. It has to mean something when he kills them.
Yeah.
They have an hour. They might. Do you think? I hope
I think
they
they're
pull
going to
it
do the
off.
opposite. I think they're going to introduce a character
you
and
think
they're
it's
going to
just
show
gonna
maybe 1 or 2
confuse?
scenes. You're like, oh, he's a good dad, and then all of a sudden he's going to kill them, and you're like, what the fuck is up with this guy? And then you're going to see a bipolar kind of like thing
he's
where
still
he's
going to be a
being
good guy,
dad, and you're
but
like,
you know the secret.
right? You're like, what the
Ooh.
fuck? And,
Okay.
and then
But
finally,
with this being a show,
but you don't
too-
know the secret. You don't know
Yeah,
why
yeah,
he killed
yeah,
the Guardians. He
yeah.
just killed the Guardians.
But
Yeah.
not only that,
Which is like the comic.
Yeah.
there could be. This is a show, and it's not a comic. So they can.
I love when you.
They can.
Thank you.
They can listen.
Sorry.
Okay. They can. They're gonna add shit
Okay.
to keep you interested.
Yeah.
They can like. There could be like weird things going on with Nolan, and you're like, did I just catch that? Did I catch a weird look?
Yeah.
And then like, you know what I mean? Like, kind of get you interested. Or maybe they don't go after Nolan
Dude,
at
think
all.
about it.
Maybe-
Get off my planet. Like
maybe-
they're gonna show him being get off my plane. They're gonna show him. They're gonna show him being like really angry and have a temper, and then it's gonna be like, wow, that was a little out of character.
Yeah.
Hopefully there'll be stuff like that.
I hope not.
Really?
No, I don't want any of that.
You don't want any tease to
I
it?
want fucking the Guardians of the Globe to be fucking someone fucking chopping them up with their bare hands, and then Nolan walks in and people are gonna go, holy shit, I did not see that.
No, I
coming."
mean after he kills them all. You're gonna see the
Yeah.
bipolar thing. You're gonna see the rage. And
But what I'm saying is that they can add things before the death of the Guardians of the Globe to like keep you interested and think like some more shit is going on than we're actually seeing.
yeah. So
Because
you're,
it
so
can't
you're
be
saying
just
it-
like a plain,
Yeah.
normal fucking like superhero
The first
Oh, yeah.
episode.
teeny bopper episode.
You know what?
Episode.
I love that Kirkman's writing the first and last too.
Let's
though. That's huge.
Let's put a bet on it. TJ.
One of our
TJ,
famous
ready?
bets that never get paid.
Okay. I bet that the first episode will end with Nolan
I'm not
killing
gonna bet.
the Guardians.
I'm not gonna bet because I don't disagree with that. I don't
Yeah.
disagree with that. I couldn't call
The
between
same,
first,
same with
second, or
me.
third
I'm
episode.
thinking second or third maybe, but honestly, I wouldn't bet
No
against
fucking
the
way.
first. I wouldn't bet against
No
the
fucking
first.
way. The third episode
You're
is
right.
almost
The more
halfway
I think
through the
about it,
season.
the more it's got to be the first.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I think it could be second. I think it could go as far as the second or third because of all the extra shit. We don't know what the extra
Yeah, I
stuff is
know.
gonna
I
be.
know.
But that's going to be the thing that's going to be the thing that sets it apart from just it being Superman and Superman's son. Like, oh fuck, Superman just killed a bunch of people. I wonder why. And now you're watching the fucking show to figure it out.
It's weird
Yeah.
to think that going from when the animated series was first announced, you and I argued hardcore, as we do, and I said it has to happen in the first episode, and you're like, no, it's going to be the season
Yeah.
finale.
Yeah.
You thought it would be the finale, and now you're like, bet me fucking pizza that I'll never pay you on.
Well, I'll win it. You know what? Double or nothing on all the bets.
Oh, okay. Double or nothing. You know how much
Yeah,
pizza you would owe
it's
me?
a lot, and you're gonna owe me a lot when
Okay.
it ends with
All
the
right.
first season.
We've
or
got
first
some.
episode.
We've got some listener emails that I want to talk about now before we get into the rereader because we still got a lot more to go.
If you're still
But
on board.
so TJ, can you take the second one from Dante? But before you do that, while you find that one, TJ, here's our check-in with the Invincible poll. So I asked if you had to pick one, what is your favorite Invincible tie-in series? There has been, let me refresh, there has been 29 votes, and at 34%, the most, Tech Jacket.
Hmm.
Close behind at 31
This what I
is
said.
Wolfman.
Yep.
And then not too far at 28% is Guardian of the Globe / Invincible Universe, and then 7% for Brit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, I said Brit and Guardian would be close, but last.
Yeah. All right, we'll check back in with that later. All right, TJ.
That's surprising.
It is.
Tech Jacket.
I don't think that's
Yeah,
surprising.
good for Tech
That's
Jacket.
what I said.
Really?
I said it was
I
going to
thought
be Tech
Wolfman was
Jacket.
the obvious. And maybe even Guardian of the Globe. I actually thought Wolfman would have, or Tech Jacket would have been third.
No.
I thought it was going to be Guardians or Tech Jacket.
Interesting.
I feel like Tech Jacket has always... Tech Jacket, I feel like, is everywhere. I feel like when it comes to Wolfman, I feel like we're the only ones that ever really talk about it, to be honest.
Craziness. All right,
Maybe
TJ.
like one or two other people, but more people should read it. I think that that's the one. Even like Kelsey always talks about, like, she's never read it. She's never even...
She did read Wolfman. She
Did she?
finished
Okay.
it. Yeah.
But I remember, because I was talking to her about it on Twitter or something.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, that's got to be the next one I read. That was a
Yeah.
couple months ago, so...
Yeah, she finally caught up and finished. Yeah.
Good.
So-
All right, so Dante writes in and says, hey guys, I just wanted to email you a question for the next podcast about cameos and Invincible. Do you think the animated series will have cameos of other Image comic superheroes like they did with Savage Dragon and others during the Invincible War? Most of the creators seem friendly with each other at Image, but there may be some right issues in a TV adaptation. Do you think they could make those cameos work?
No, I don't.
I
I think that they're different IPs, and it would never work on a
Here's-
TV show.
I think quick answer, yeah, no. But here's how I think it could work. Because by the
Subtly in
time
the
we get to,
background.
well, not only that, but by the time we would get to the Invincible War, if Invincible is a huge series that's doing really well, all of a sudden you're fighting Angstrom Levy, other portals open up,
Levy.
Spawn comes out.
It's pronounced Levy.
Shut
It's
up,
Levy.
TJ.
It's Levy.
Portals are opening up for other dimensions that are flying through all over the place because it's Angstrom, and Spawn comes through and starts fighting. You know, he has a good relationship with Todd McFarlane. Yeah, can we use him for this? It shows him coming through a portal and then leaving again, so it's not like it's in universe, and it can be. That's the only way.
But it's
Same with
not-
Savage Dragon. I
it's
can
not-
see it being
I don't
quick.
see that happening,
I
though,
don't. It's
because
not
like,
about that.
forget about Invincible fans.
Yeah.
Think about like diehard Spawn fans that don't really watch Invincible. Sure, it might get them interested to watch. It might be like a cool thing
It'd
to,
totally
get
just
them
be
to
like an
watch it,
Easter egg.
But I just don't think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that
I
they
just
are
don't-
going to. I think they are going to focus on their own universe. I think
Yeah.
they're gonna. I think they're gonna double down with characters like Wolfman, Tech Jacket,
I hope, man.
and make them way more prominent during that Invincible War.
Yeah.
And
And all those other cameos are so quick and everything anyway.
I mean,
so-
they're cool just for the sake of it being like one panel of this character that you read when you were
Yeah.
14. You know what I mean? You're like, who the fuck is this
Yeah.
purple guy? You know?
Yeah. No, I get it. Were you referring to the purple guy as the Phantom because we were talking about the
No,
Phantom
no,
earlier?
no. He's called the something.
Oh, the darkness.
No, not the darkness. He's got the big hook. Doesn't he like grab the one Invincible with his and like claw his face out?
yeah. Shoot. What was it?
He has like a ponytail.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I forgot. Okay, I got one from Jose. He says, "Greetings, gentlemen. You guys kept me sane while following safe at home mandates. So thank you all, especially the new readers, for that. I'm finally
That was
caught
a
up.
low blow. That was a fucking low blow.
I'm finally caught up, only excluding the Sky High episode.
Another low blow. This guy hates us.
First off, I wish I would have kept track of all the bets when I was binging your show.
Who is this guy?
We bet Jose and
Oh, yeah.
at New York Comic Con. Oh man,
We need somebody to go back.
this is great. This is great.
Figure out how many pizzas Bill owes me.
All right, free comic book day first look images. Corey Walker has been busy working on Science Dog and Hands on the Animated Series. That revelation brought such a smile to my face. We need more Corey Walker in the world. Lead character designer, the slight changes to the costumes feel updated and much needed, yet still holding true to its source material. The style of animation feels appropriate. Just wondering, on a scale from Super Dinosaur cartoon to The Boys live action, where do you think this will land in violence and overall mature content? Enamored with you all, Jose Rodriguez.
Oh, wow.
That was great. That was great.
That was great. Absolutely closer to the boys. 1,000%.
I don't think it'll get that far,
Agreed.
but definitely
I'm saying,
closer.
Like, I'm saying, I don't know. I'm putting it right in the middle.
What's the
Right in the
okay?
middle.
Interesting.
What do you think that the boys did that Invincible won't get close to?
It's been a while since I
What?
watched Boys, but isn't it like
It talks about like rape.
Oh,
fucking,
that's
like.
But we mean violence, like gore, like the amount of like violence gore. You know what I mean?
There's
I
not
guess
that
it's hard to
much
compare because
gore
one's
in-
live action, but even the opening of The Boys when the guy flies through the girl and there's body parts and blood and guts
in
flying
slow
everywhere.
motion.
That was awesome.
It was cool, but what are we going to see? I mean, the goriest thing that we know of that we can assume without obviously unknown in Invincible is Omni-Man killing all the Guardians.
Right.
Twisting heads around, cutting heads off.
Yeah.
There's not explosive
Yeah.
pieces.
So
like,
if
Yeah.
he's talking about the series, yes, it'll get pretty close to The Boys. Season 1, not even fucking close.
yeah,
Not
I think
even
it'll
close.
ramp. It'll ramp.
Eventually, Invincible does talk about rape. Eventually, there are some fucking crazy conquest fights and like
Oh my god,
insane
dude,
shit
bones
that-
sticking out.
Yeah, like
I don't know if we're
shit's
gonna
go down.
I don't know if we're gonna see.
Mark and Thrag dove in the sun and
Yeah.
came out with
Yes.
no skin.
Yeah,
Like,
we're gonna get. Yes, that's why. Like, if Bill, if you're talking about the entire series, then yeah, I agree.
okay,
with
that's
you.
what I. That's what I meant. Season
1,000%.
1, I agree.
Yes.
Season 1 is not gonna. Get
I would be
that.
Yeah.
surprised if we saw more than like bone sticking out kind of gore
Yeah,
in
They-
season 1.
Again,
I don't know.
guys, they are going to try to separate this. There's a reason why it's on Amazon Prime and it's an adult TV show. They're gonna be gorier than the comic book. Another bet. I would put money on it. That's gonna be gorier than the comic for the first season.
How much swearing do we get? How many F-bombs?
Ooh, that's a good
We
question.
definitely won't have Mark saying the
Will-
word bullshit.
He's gonna save that for a really special
Yeah, a
time.
really special moment.
What do you guys think there will be vulgar language? Will there be language?
I think.
I think Rex will swear.
I
Ooh,
hope-
I was gonna
I-
say I can't
think-
see any of them swearing, but as
Other
soon
than
as you
Rex.
said Rex,
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck.
Really? I thought of a different character. I don't want anybody to swear.
Except Cecil.
No, no.
Cecil
Shit,
would
no,
be
no,
good
no.
too.
Shit.
Yeah.
I want just little girl Amanda to be
Oh
fucking
my
cussing
God.
up a storm.
Oh, that'd be great.
And
If
then
she's like the
them being
Negan.
like her at the tryouts, her at
Yeah.
the auditions,
Yeah.
and then her being like, "I'm fucking 28 years old," or however old she is at that
Yeah.
point.
Oh my
That
god.
would
She's
work.
really, like I.
Kind of sounded like
Oh,
Azula.
that would be
Yeah.
an awesome comedic moment.
Oh, that would be good.
But it could almost be detrimental. Like,
No, I think it would make us.
so
love her
I'm
more.
watching Harley Quinn. And I
Are
think
you
this-
finally watching it?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
we-
on HBO Max.
yeah.
They put it on HBO Max,
Yeah.
which I knew was going to happen.
How
So
far
now,
are you into
so
it?
now looking at the
5 episodes.
so now looking at the animation style of that versus what we saw in these pictures, that looks a little bit more CG
Yeah.
computer. That whereas the images we saw from this look a little
Yeah.
bit more hand drawn.
So
I think it kind of it's gonna be like
Similar?
Similar. Yeah.
there,
think so?
there are moments in the gore in that show is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, it's really fucking
Did you get
cool.
to like how fucking perfect Bane is?
Oh
Bane
my
is
god!
so
I don't know if
good.
he's gotten to
Bane's-
it. I don't know if he's gotten
the
to it.
bar mitzvah
No,
where
I thought-
everyone's picking on him and he's like,
Yes,
yeah,
oh.
yeah, I sounded like that.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! It's
Or-
so
or
funny.
the part that I brought up on the podcast when I first watched it, where like Joker took his
Meat.
his food and he's like,
Hey.
oh, what are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah. That was really funny. But to that point, like, they also swear for no reason. Like, just for the
Yeah,
sake of
it's-
like, we're a cartoon,
But it
we're gonna
calms
try
down.
and
It
swear.
calms down though.
Does it?
Yes.
Because it's very fucking like,
It's
fuck,
because,
fuck, all that
especially in the
bullshit.
first episode, they're really trying to make a point like we're different and we're really adult and we're
Mm-hmm.
cool and edgy, but it does tend to start to calm down a bit. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want that for Invincible.
I don't either.
I don't. They don't need to swear and cuss like that.
But
I
if
think
they
that
throw, like you said, like Amanda and Rex, like
Yeah,
if they're
yeah.
like
I
the
think they
vulgar
could be. I
characters,
think they could be
yeah.
smart about it.
moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moments.
Okay, we got a couple more emails. Bill, you're gonna take the one from Jordan. While you find that, I'm gonna read one from Will. Hey guys, first time writing in. I've always thought of writing in, but never have yet. I love what you guys do for the Invincible fandom. I sometimes think about how cool it is that there's an Invincible podcast when a few years ago I could barely find a video about the series on YouTube. I love the style and the preview of the show. I have a prediction that in the still of Nolan with his arms crossed, looking angry, they removed blood from him for the preview image. And further, I would guess that it is a still from immediately after he kills the Guardians. Do you guys have any thoughts on this, or perhaps the context of some of the other stills? Anyways, keep being awesome, guys. Love, Will. Thanks for writing in, Will.
I would not put them past. That's a good idea because I wouldn't put
'Cause
it
it
past them to
kinda-
remove blood
yeah.
from it. But I don't think that is
I don't think it's either.
him killing the Guardians. I think that's probably more his fight with Invincible, or at least their conversation before the fight with Invincible.
I don't know. It kind of looks like he's in a building.
I don't think that there's really a background there at all, though.
That just looked like a ceiling.
He's
Yeah,
flying.
I guess.
It looks like he's
Oh
flying.
yeah, I see the line
Like
there.
panels, like ceiling panels.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It could just be. It literally could just be like the character, like and no background.
I picture him like getting pissed off at Cecil about something and flying up and hovering and like.
Yeah,
he's definitely looking down.
Definitely.
But I mean, two.
Yeah, his eyes are definitely open. Like,
I'm saying he could be flying. You guys are being dicks today. Fuck you guys. Fuck you.
No, I know.
But anyways, what I was gonna say was, he's looking down at the ground. Maybe he's right. Maybe this is killing the Guardians, and Nolan is looking down at the ground because he's talking to the Immortal.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, or his shoelace could be untied. And could be like,
well,
that
obviously,
pesky shoelace.
I think it's obvious the two scenes of Monster Girl are from the tryouts. Then we've got Amber and Mark potentially like on a date, or I don't know, the way she's looking at him, man, it's got to be.
There's gonna be a lot.
They're together in that
scene.
There's gonna be a ton of moments like this.
Eve flying could be anything at all.
Yeah.
Maybe on her way to.
That's from season 6.
On her way to fight something.
Yeah.
And then Mark, bottom right. I have a theory about that one.
Go on.
It looks like they're out in the middle of nowhere.
Looks like, I don't know, a park with a bunch of rocks, maybe near a mountain. It looks
maybe
like
Mount Rushmore.
Yes. Fighting Doc Seismic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
For that one. So yeah. All right.
All right. Do you want me to read this other email here?
You were up
From
next.
Jordan?
Yep.
Okay. Hey y'all. Hope you're all doing well during these trying times. Excited is not an appropriate enough word for the hype I have for the show. Everything looks amazing and the colors just leak through. I'm so excited to see how they will paint the gore parts of the series. I wonder if we'll see Cory Walker's style art for the stuff or that Ottley had drawn for the series.
Oh, that's interesting, yeah.
Only time will tell, but it'll be an interesting take. And Seth Rogen for Alan the Alien? That couldn't be more perfect. Love always, Jordan.
Thanks, Jordan. That is interesting to think that Cory Walker is essentially coming in to draw stuff for the stuff that Ryan Ottley started taking over for.
For Cory Walker.
Yes.
That's a weird take.
Yeah. Interesting, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, I got this first column. So here we go. Rapid fire through some Twitter comments when I asked for some thoughts. Wyatt Layne says, I wish I had something more interesting to say other than it looks perfect, but that's pretty much all I got. What an exciting time to be part of the Invincible fandom. Ray1313 says, all great topics, but I have another. Firepower. Issue 2 is fire. So many questions, so many theories. It's begging, screaming for a podcast.
Pause.
Then, yes.
Did you guys read the second issue?
Dude, it's incredible.
Holy fuck.
Bill, you really need to catch up.
It was incredible.
I know.
Just issue 2 as a single issue.
I know. It's as
was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. Ben from the Nerds Chatting podcast. Ben says, I love the first look images, slightly different to comic look, and yet categorically it's the Invincible we know and love. Omni-Man in particular, chef's kiss. All cast reveals are superb, and yet still no official mention of Clancy Brown. Science Dog was utterly brilliant, and I want a Science Dog ongoing comic. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah.
Wait, Clancy Brown?
He was on the leak.
Oh, are you sure?
So we don't know if that leak was real.
Wasn't there...
That's the thing. Oh, wait, no, Clancy Brown...
There was
he
a tweet.
mentioned something that he was on it.
Clancy Brown
He
did
leaked
tweet
it
out.
himself.
Yeah, Clancy Brown did tweet out saying that he recorded Invincible this year.
So can we talk about what the fuck who he's gonna be?
Almost everybody's been cast.
I know. So who could it be? Machine Head?
Oh, there was also the Mahershala Ali leak as well for Titan.
Okay.
He said in an interview.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know, a villain? We got Doc Seismic already. We got Mauler twins already. Dude, it could be, I don't know. What if they're hiding things? What if there are what if Angstrom is in this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Could be.
Oh my god. Okay. Alex Pritchett says, looks so good. It feels like we may be getting another Into the Spider-Verse-esque revelation in comic book adaptation. By that, I mean it's going to feel like a true comic book in action through Cory Walker's art style and influence.
God,
it's
I
going,
wish.
Oh, it's going to be accurate and remain iconic.
It fits even close to what Into the Spider-Verse did.
Then Neo-Liberal says, the only thing about the preview that was kind of weird was how much the redesigned Debbie looked like an older Tara, which I kind of liked. It did kind of look like older Tara. So yeah. TJ, you want to take the other ones?
Where'd you leave off? I don't fucking.
Second
Top,
column.
Okay.
top right column.
I can't read for shit.
Ian Sasquatch.
Want me to
Ian
do it?
Sasquatch says, only thing I have to say is, how fucking yeah, we made it. We will get Invincible this year. Woo. I'm fine if I don't make the
The podcast, LOL.
podcast. Oh, well. Yeah. Sunbreaker Entertainment replies and says, I love the book. I love the look of the show, and I hope we can get some Invincible Universe surprise stories like Science Dog or Negan Lives. I would love a Best Tiger one-shot. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
What Invincible character would you like to see get a one-shot
So
issue?
we're about to talk briefly about the Science Dog one shot that was on the back of Oblivion Song number 25. If there was one character off the top of your head, Bill, what's someone that you want that would be if we flipped it over on the back of Oblivion Song 26 and it was Invincible Presents so and so?
That doesn't have their own comic series.
Yes.
I think that's Best Tiger.
Best Tiger.
Yeah.
A prequel for Battle Beast. How he came out.
Ooh, fuck, that's good.
Yeah.
Or Tether Tyrant.
Tethered.
That would be.
Really?
Why the fuck not?
Was that your one-up on me?
Yeah.
I love that.
Tether Tyrant.
Ryan, agree with me. Ryan, agree with me.
I
Hurry.
can't. I'm sorry.
You were all excited about that too.
I would like to. I would be kind of excited.
All right, Ryan, who would yours be?
Next. I mean, the first instinct obviously is Terra or Marky.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, though, or fuck, there's too many. Anyone from issue 144, Chainsaw and Angstrom's son, the Battle Beast's daughter, or was that the
That's
female
not
Battle
his
Beast?
daughter,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. Or the alternate dimension with
Space Racer?
with giant
Or
Battle
Space
Beast or with giant Monster Girl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. TJ Battle.
Huh?
You want to do at Baron Battles next?
Oh. No, we skipped one. At Irremarkable. That was Tim.
sorry. John. Yeah, John Clayton.
John Clayton says, what did we miss? Science Dog. Show looks awesome. Corey Walker designs, ? Unbelievable cast. Only concern is how Omni-Man looks in the promos. Really hope the twist isn't obvious. Episode 1.
That's what you were saying, TJ. You don't want it to be obvious. You want it to be a surprise.
Yeah. Just steer away from anything that could put us onto Omni-Man. Battle says, the show looks awesome. It looks like the comic pages coming to life. The cast A+ as well. I just need to know what's up with that Science Dog issue. Has there been any news?
Talk about it in a minute. I would just say
that
at
to me.
yeah, it's at P Celentino.
Celentino?
Yep.
W for sure.
Looks like an older.
Looks like
Terra.
an older Terra. Yep. And then Art by Fab says, "Oh, the Corey design."
Yep. Awesome. All right. Thanks everybody for writing in. Remember, those are some across email, some through our website, some through Twitter. Now, Bill, did you read the Science Dog issue?
No.
Back on the back of Oblivion Song 25?
No, because I was confused.
Did you
how
do
it was
anything?
out of order.
Like anything? You didn't pick up the fucking.
I couldn't.
You didn't do the reread.
Uh,
You failed. You
this
failed.
is, geez, what was it? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
No way was that long.
I'm counting both sides.
Still, it didn't feel that long.
I know, it's long. 12 pages of Science Dog. New Science Dog. Remember last time the Science Dog one was all about him getting trapped in time and him like not caring about this universe because he has to fix the time machine to go back and all that kind of stuff. It was awesome. So this is brand new. It's not continuing anything. Like we know Science Dog premiered in, I want to say it was Invincible 25, and they did the thing where they did a snippet in issue 25 and then a snippet in issue 50 and then 75 and then wrapped it all up with a hardcover that ended the story. I hope that's not what they're doing here for Oblivion Song. I don't want to wait 2 years for the continuation of this because it does end in a cliffhanger. It's really, really good. The art is awesome. I think it moves the characters along and the universe along really well. it really feels like they're adding a lot more to this character. Him talking about being in a relationship and how he feels about all that, and we get introduced somewhat to his creator a little bit, and then it, like I said, it ends on a huge cliffhanger. So as far as I know, there are no announcements, no news as far as how this is going to continue, when it's going to continue, what other issues or anything like that, or if it's going to be something similar to Invincible, where we wait 2 years between the next one. But I think it's gonna be sooner, and I'd like it to be. So yeah. TJ?
I thought it was okay. That was pretty good. It was cool to see Science Dog again, I guess. Something cool to put in the back of an episode of or an issue of Oblivion Song.
Yeah, made the issue like extra big.
You know what I want for the Invincible show? Going back to that.
What do you want, TJ?
Just looking at the pictures again. I want like callbacks to iconic. Like I want in the first episode, Invincible is fighting the Mauler twins. The Mauler twins throw Invincible up against the wall. The wall cracks. He's on the floor. He gets up and he stands in a fighting pose.
You want a moment where Mark and Eve are like being ripped apart and their hands are like this.
Yes.
And they're reaching towards each other, and it's the cover.
Yes, it's the cover of the first issue, fighting the Mauler twins in the shadow of one of the Maulers.
Yeah.
I want like the hand thing. Like I want those moments. I think that'll be awesome.
Yeah,
and I think they'll do it.
I wonder
think
how
will.
many Easter eggs there will be.
I bet there'll be a couple.
Yeah. I'd lose my shit. It'd be one of those ones where like, oh!
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be the, oh, you said it!
Yeah.
Kind of things. Yeah. What do you think about Bill?
I did have a thinking face when you looked at me.
Yeah,
I was
okay,
thinking
I know you're thinking
I was
face.
thinking how cool it would be if they kind of changed up the format of like.
You got the train. There's the train in the
Yeah.
background. We're outside again.
How they changed up the format of like what a show can do, because it's a comic. It's like it looks like it's so straight from the comic book. And I was thinking about how Ozark, every episode starts with like the O with the 4 pictures, and then those pictures show up in the show. Have you ever seen Ozark? What the fuck?
No, I heard it was.
I just watched all 3 seasons.
I heard it's incredibly stressful, and I do not need that.
Yeah, it's like the Breaking Bad all the time.
Yeah, I know.
It's breaking. Yeah, it is. It is. It's
I get
the
it.
type of show.
But wouldn't it be cool if they did something where like they had a cover to each episode, like, you know what I mean? Even if it was. What?
Like something that would be in the episode, or like, or do you mean like the title, like not the title, but there would be an image?
The best way I can describe
episode.
it is like what Ozark does, where it has the O and then it has a plus in it.
It shows like 4 random
and
items.
then there's 4 random pictures. That's like a tape player and a fucking
and then those,
syringe.
Those
and
are
those
all
things
screenshots.
show up in the show.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
But they do that, but with like a cover, like what you're saying. Like you see 2 hands, and you're like, "Oh, what the fuck is that about?" And then the show starts.
Last thing I want to bring up before we get into the rereader regarding the animated series. Do you guys think there will be an intro? Do you think there'll be like a like you know, shit flying around and then like the Invincible logo pops up, or do you think it'll be like Lost or something where it's just like boom, Invincible, and then it cuts right into it?
I want that. I do not want an intro.
No.
I just want it's the show starts out and it started, and then like something crazy happens, and then it shows Invincible, and then it's done. Quick couple seconds, you hear like a small score, just to show the logo, and that's it. I don't want like a full
minute and a half intro.
Yeah, where it shows like all the main characters or the main actors and actresses.
Now, why don't you want that?
I just feel like.
Tell me.
Ryan looked exactly like he sounded everybody.
I feel like it's
I've got my feet up. I'm on a couch. Now tell me, how do you really feel about that intro?
Well, no one was looking down in this one picture.
It's dated. It's dated.
Interesting.
Like, whatever happened to predictability?
If there was just a logo, I feel like it's like sleeker. It's more to the point. Just like it's just
saves time.
Yeah. It's not even that. It's just, I don't know. I just feel like the whole drawn out intro with like its
imagine
own,
like a
theme
One Punch
song
Man intro.
Oh my god, that's too much.
No, I know. All right.
Do you want a full intro?
Honestly, I can see it going either way.
I
don't think it'll be dated or
they could
corny.
do
I think it'll
opens where it does like a cold open and then they do like
then,
Invincible
like,
logo.
Yeah.
They could do. I mean,
I don't think it'll be like 90s Spider-Man with like Spider-Man and it's going through like this 10-minute sequence. Oh yeah, the X-Men one. I'm trying to
That's
think of
X-Men.
what's in it. Yeah,
I know. I said or like.
I'm trying to think of a quick one, like what's in an animated series or a show that has one that's relatively quick, but isn't just a logo.
Breaking Bad. It just shows the Breaking Bad. That's it.
But are you talking about
Something
like
like
an
that.
animated show?
Anything like that. What's Final Spaces? Oh, it's long.
They
Kind
do.
of. That's actually not too bad.
It's not.
Oh,
too
that's
bad.
It's just
That's
like
all
it's just kind of
CG
going
with
through.
them.
Yeah.
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 Something
Okay.
like that.
Final
would be
Space
okay.
season 1 and 2
On
on Blu-ray comes out
they're both on Amazon Prime right now too.
Tuesday.
Are they really?
August
To
11th.
watch?
Yes.
The fuck out of here.
Not only that, I know that I said that was the last thing. I was talking to Kelsey from Let's Talk Invincible. She said that, and I agree with her because I had to watch some of it for myself to see. Bill, did you watch Voltron, the Netflix show?
Riker fucking loves that show, and
That's
shit.
kind of what it looks like, where
That's-
it's a
that's
little
a
CG but
CG.
still drawn.
Yes.
But it's still
Yeah.
drawn looking,
Yeah.
and that's also Steven
Yes.
Yeun.
It is.
Yeah, I
Oh.
watched a clip of him talking and stuff like that. He wears red. I guess that means something.
Okay.
Yeah, he's that guy. But yeah, it looks awesome, and I could totally see it looking
Riker
like
loved
that.
that show.
It's like 8 seasons or something.
Yeah, he watched all of it.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? We good?
We kind of went off.
Went off?
Oh,
Off the rails.
We just talked a lot.
We did. Well, that was kind of the point. We finally have a
Yeah.
lot to talk about. All right. I don't think this reread will be crazy long.
TJ.
I'm pretty sure I say that
What do you say to
Every
me? Saying that to
month?
me?
Okay, we'll see. See what
because
happens.
this is
Well,
stuff
you're not
that
gonna have
we
much to talk about. You didn't even read it.
similar to last month. This is something that we actually talked a lot about on the podcast. So we have whole episodes devoted to each of these issues. So obviously, if you want more thoughts or to hear our thoughts in the moment when we didn't know what was going to happen next, you can find all those episodes online. So issue 133, we are at the end of all things, part 1. This is we could talk about them as we go, but I love all these covers because anytime there's a series of covers that match and have a similar theme, all these ones we have the collage of things and characters behind one character that's in color, kind of standing out, separate, always looks amazing. So we have Oliver's funeral. One thing I thought about when doing this reread, who was Oliver to the Coalition of Planets?
I don't
He
think
had to have
really-
been someone
He
that
was
was
someone
well
big.
known. Like, we don't talk about the popularity of him, or, you know what I mean?
He had a coalition fucking outfit before Mark did. Like
Not
he
only
worked with
that-
Alan. Like
Yeah, but like,
yeah.
do you think he was a symbol to the people, kind of like Omni-Man to Earth?
1000%.
Did
Oh,
some-
I don't think.
But look at the amount, the crowd, the mass of people that showed up for this.
I don't think superheroes exist on Telescria.
But he's more of a
and
hero,
I think,
not a superhero. Like
I think
he's
more of like an agent. Like he's a well-known like soldier. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
what I think too. I don't think that
Yeah.
he was like super.
No, I like the idea
Super
of him being just a
popular.
hero.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think of him as being like
or
super,
like a celebrity.
super popular.
Yeah.
I don't think that of him as being like super popular as like a hero on the planet. I think all these people came out maybe for what he did for them.
Interesting. So, do you think that must have been public knowledge then?
If he was that popular, do you think it would have went over that well of him being undercover with Thrag? That's the only thing that I keep coming back to.
I like the idea of thinking of it becoming public knowledge of what he did
Yeah.
and how he helped, and that he was like over these last 5 years or whatever it was, that he had become kind of like.
Like, what did he have to do to gain Thrag's trust? If he's really that popular on this planet, Thrag would have been like, dude, no. Fuck
True.
you. I don't know.
Interesting.
That's my thought.
We've got the Toy Story alien watching, a little Easter egg that Ottley threw in there. At his funeral, he gets vaporized and launched into the stars. A very cool send-off for him.
I thought that was really like emotional. Like
Yeah.
it was a very emotional scene. Especially with Alan. Like Alan breaks the silence and he's like apologizing to Mark, and Mark fucking flies off the handle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he blames Alan. He's saying you're sorry you let Thrag kill him. The best you could say is sorry. I always loved Tara in this panel. She looks great with Eve talking to her.
Mm-hmm. And Nolan asking like Debbie like, should I intervene with this? And Debbie's like, no, definitely not.
At
I
one,
like how Alan's like says straight up, like, we can't. They're out fighting in the sky, and he's like, we can't do this right now. Everybody's gonna see us. It's not gonna send a good message. And he's like, my brother is dead, and all you care about is how you look in front of your people.
Yep.
He's like, you might as well have killed Oliver yourself.
Yep.
This is kind of a brutal fight.
It really is. I mean,
And
Mark
knows he's not doing shit to Alan.
Yeah.
He's just letting out his aggression.
Oh,
and
yeah.
frustration.
Mark's taking out on him, saying things like, you know, you had him working there, you know, you knew how dangerous it would be. And Alan says he volunteered. He wanted this. Mark calls bullshit on that. His new favorite word. Nolan says he's going to go and help. Eve says that she'll handle it.
I don't like that when they're fighting too, because of what we know coming on later on, is like he says, "I didn't kill your brother. Thrag did. It wasn't my." And then Mark keeps at him. It fucking was his fault though. It was absolutely his fault. It was his fault. It was his fault.
Mark's and Eve's location to Thrag.
Yes.
He didn't know that.
Which Mark doesn't
know. He didn't know that. Not yet, but. Alan didn't know that Thrag was going to give Oliver a chance to come and help. He thought that Oliver would stay out of it, or he didn't have any reason to think that Oliver would get involved.
Right.
And that's what he feels bad about. He should have known. He feels guilty about it.
Yeah, but okay. Alan is actually lucky in the situation.
Yes.
Very lucky. Because Oliver died, but because of what you did, Tara could have fucking died.
Yes, and that's what that's
yeah.
That's the point. Yeah.
But that's why I'm going to this moment, and I'm like, he's really trying to defend himself. He almost said this wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. He kept saying that he tried to talk him out of it, that Oliver volunteered for it, that they needed him. Alan saying it's too late, and then Eve coming in to break up the fight, and then Eve dropping the heat on Mark in one of the best
dropping the heat.
Oh my god, dude!
This sounds like she's like taking a dump.
This is one of the best just written sequences, just because it's been years coming
of the same shit happening over and over and over.
Yes. And this is like Kirkman through Eve being like, "Hey,"
voicing the concern.
Yes,
like Mark, you're too emotional.
You do this every single time. You always
fly
off the handle.
Yep.
This is why I went. Me and your daughter went 5 years without seeing you.
She calls him reckless. Even name drops Angstrom Levy, Dinosaurus, Thrag. Where does it end? She says, "I hate it. I hate it. I hate you. I hate how screwed up our lives are. I hate that I love you so much." And I loved Oliver too. No.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I love you.
Good scene though. I love that. I love that they get that out there. We have the moment with Alan comforting Haluma, saying that he'll do whatever he can to help her get through this, and then the great scene with Tara. And this is where we learn that Alan has a weak spot, which is his eye. It's very sensitive. It doesn't take much to hurt him. But
I love this panel here because Ottley always says that he's never been good at drawing children, and he never really liked drawing children. I think he does it so well, especially like the point of view of this, where
of Alan looking down at her.
Her head is so much like bigger than her body, and makes her look like so innocent and like. I love that.
Dude, even him just picking her up and how little she is.
Yeah.
Dude,
Guys,
when he says...
Can I...
Are you going to talk about it?
I love her so much.
Do it.
I love her so much. He tells a story about how she was little and punched him in the eye and it hurt. And then she has that sly little look. And he says, "Tara, I can tell you're thinking about punching me in the eye again. Please don't." And she says, "Sorry." Her look is
that
so
look.
Cute. She's so
good.
cute. I hate it. I hate how cute she is.
God, and all the way through to the end of the series, she's just the cutest. Mark and Eve sit on the ledge and they talk about how they have to kill Thrag. That they're not a hero anymore. That it's not about that. They have to do this. They'll figure it out. And that Adam Eve says that she's helping. She's going to be there to help. And he said, Eve says there's something we need to do before we leave. Something we've been meaning to do.
Ba, 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 ba.
Turn the page, and there's a wedding splash.
Which was a big deal.
Huge.
In one issue, I remember when we read this, we didn't really talk about it, but there's like, in one issue, there's a funeral, there's a wedding. Like,
yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah. And I remember seeing that and being like, "Oh, duh, that's right, that happened." You forget that. Oh yeah, they're not married. Like,
yeah, because you just think
They're just kind of past that.
Even Mark. They're
yeah.
We talked about that beforehand.
Yeah.
It was beforehand. You brought it up.
Yeah.
It was like leading up to this episode, or when we were talking about like all the things
we wanted to happen.
And
you're right.
Yeah, we knew that had to happen.
Maybe it's just I didn't think it would happen at the funeral after she says I hate you.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And it was very quick too. It was literally like
this is
page,
these 2 pages.
It was
is all
one page and like a panel, and then it was done.
Yeah. So they fly away, and then there's a moment where they take their rings off, and they say that they'll put it so they don't get damaged, and we'll come back to them.
Which they don't.
This is one of those things where if I have to pick at something, I don't like this that much.
Because it's
first
like
off,
a loaded gun for no reason.
Well, yeah,
kind of thing.
I get red herrings, I get misdirection, I get like, oh, it's making us feel worried about them that they might not come back to. But also I'm like, didn't she make her ring? Like, can she just make it like we don't want it to get damaged? Really?
Yeah.
Is that? I guess it's not the same. It's not the original ring. Like, so for example, when Katie and I got married, I picked out my wedding band, and it was way too big. And the wedding band that I'm wearing now is not the one that Katie put on my finger in our ceremony.
Yeah, mine either. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine was too big, but I still have it, and I feel like I'm not gonna like get rid of it or anything.
I don't know why they even.
So maybe
included
there's
this.
that.
Why did they even include it?
I'm telling you, there's several times that we're gonna get to today where it's like, maybe like Alan getting punched in the eye was the first one. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got a weak spot, so it's like, maybe it's the rings, and we talked about them constantly.
Yeah,
that's why. But it is still weird. And then Eve drops it. Being a hero is bullshit.
Oh God.
And then the issue ends with Alan confessing to Talia that he informed Thrag where Eve and Mark were, and that he didn't see another way. I put them in danger. I knew Thrag would use them as a test. Oh, so he did know. Sorry, he did know that he would use them as a test for Oliver to go after. And he said, now my friend is dead.
Most importantly, we see a really nice butt cheek.
A little side cheek.
Side cheek? No, that's not side cheek. That's
most
that's front on. That's straight on cheek.
Yeah, most cheek.
Most cheek.
All right, 134. Great cover.
This is a cool scene. I like the scene.
Oh, dude, this is a very TJ scene.
I love this scene. So, Ursula goes back to like this like dark cave, and it's got bodies and like skulls and skeletons in there. And Thrag goes in there to see Ursula, and she's like, this was like the place that Onan used to torture his victims. And like Onan.
That's Onan.
That's what you call him. But Robert Kirkman says it's Onan. Used to like torture his victims, but he was still my brother. He was, and you don't even care about them or anything. You don't care about us. We're just pawns to you. Mm-hmm. And he's like, he tells her, you and your brother were actually very important to me, because there haven't been any twins, Viltrumite twins, since the fall of fucking Viltrum. Mm-hmm. And so you guys are actually very important to me. And then she like hugs him, and
my God, this
and
scene.
He holds her, and she says, I remember everything, every memory of my entire life, and I don't ever remember you holding me. Mm-hmm. And
you haven't held me since I was a baby.
Yeah. And then he just like she's got her eyes closed, and he goes to like almost rip her apart, because he sees that she's vulnerable, and that's no use to him.
Yeah.
He has no use for that.
Do you think that's why? Because we talked about why.
So yeah, we theorized
this the first
this.
time, but that wasn't part of it. Was that she was showing weakness? I don't think. Was it?
We had two theories. We either thought that it was him wanting to. Oh yeah, that was what it was. It was either him wanting to crush her head because she was showing weakness, or he was like taken aback, like disgusted that she's hugging him. It's definitely him wanting to crush her, I think.
Yeah, okay. I think so.
Sure. But now I just thought of a second or another reason. Or is it her bringing up the fact that he held her when she was a baby, that she revealed a part of him that could show weakness or a soft spot in him? I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it.
I think that if she hadn't said that, then she probably would have crushed he probably would have crushed her head.
Oh, interesting. And
I think he softens. That statement.
Because then he softens. Yeah. God, great moment though. and he says we'll avenge your brother together. Then we've got Alan and Talia showing up to Mark and Eve's apartment, where this was great. Literally, the next time we see Alan, he's coming clean on what he just talked about.
Yes.
I loved that.
Which
That
Don't
was so great.
prolong it.
Yeah.
Don't prolong it.
Yep. So they show up. They say they have something to say. It's not going to be easy. And then Alan goes and says it. I betrayed you. I knew that he'd come after you. I knew that that Oliver wouldn't allow it. I made sure that Thrag knew where you were. I thought you'd escape, but Oliver, I heard about what happened with Tara. I couldn't believe I did this. I just need you to know that I needed to do this. It's basically he says it trillions of lives were at stake, and then Mark has this intense anger. And Alan's like, Mark, and it cuts back to Mark, and then you turn the page, boom, it's Eve, the one that shuts him down. She uses
He's like drowning in her like.
She turns the floor into like something to suffocate him and wrap him up. And she's Talia's begging for his life, saying that he's made a mistake.
Name to her, like, what do you call it? Tethers or like?
I mean, it's not always tethers. Sometimes it's blocks or bubbles or pink stuff. I just think we always call it pink stuff. Adams.
You could just say what Rex Splode called it. He just thought it was she threw pink stuff. Did he say? What did he say?
Pink stuff? Or something?
He said pink stuff.
And did she call him out and be like, "It's you think it's just pink stuff?"
Yeah,
or like she, yeah. Talia's like begging for his life, saying it's killing him.
Which I'm sure it's not.
Yeah.
I don't think that Eve could kill.
I guess,
Alan.
yeah. Well, she says he's sick over this.
Yeah, he's sick over this. It's
not necessarily that.
Yeah,
it's not the physical pain.
Yeah,
it's the emotional
exactly.
pain. Right.
Mark is the one that says Eve let him go, and she lets go. Man, the emotional beats in this issue already. Like Mark's scene, Eve right here stopping and starting, Thrag, like everything's been great so far. Alan saying it's been weighing on me forever, and then Mark goes and says, "You did what I couldn't. You put the lives of the people before your loved ones. It's how it's supposed to be. I can't be mad at you for doing what's right. I don't think Oliver would be mad at you either." Eve walks away. Mark says she needs some time. And Mark says, "We're with you. You can count on us." Alan says it's more than I deserve, but I fear just two of you won't be enough.
That I didn't care for. I feel like I understand why he let it go so quickly, but I feel like that's not the Mark I know. And that's not, I don't think, not just Mark, but like not anybody I fucking know.
Do you think this is Mark who is now wrestling or grappling with what he did in Reboot?
Yeah.
He feels like he's not a hero. He feels like he's not the good guy who can't put the lives of many over his loved ones. And now he's literally looking at somebody that just did that. And he's the one. So he's thinking that Alan's a hero.
I think more importantly, he's remembering the conversation that he and Eve just had about how he's reckless and flies off the handle and like needs to see things, through different perspectives, and it's not just black and white. So that's what I got more from it.
Okay.
And that's why it hit so hard that Eve was the one who reacted, was because she was the one who was just telling Mark not to fucking react like that.
But the only thing that I keep coming back to is the fact that of what could have happened to Tara.
Oh, I know.
And everything that Mark and Eve go to is about family, and family always has to come first and everything.
Like he knows that he put Tara's life at risk, and that's
not good.
Am I wrong for thinking like why does at the end of the series why does Mark stop talking to Alan?
Because they fought.
Because why did they fight though? Because he put the coalition first. Right?
Oh, because he didn't want to help the Viltrumites.
Didn't it have something
rebuild?
To do with robot? That had something to do with like the robot war.
I turned right to it. So this is spoilers. Yeah, I guess for looking ahead. This is like issue 143 or something.
Robot war.
He's sitting down with Alan and they're talking all great. And Alan calls him a friend, and then Mark says, "I remember how you got me involved." And Alan's like, "Oh shit." Mark says, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make things awkward. I see the good in it, what you did. I truly believe Oliver would understand. But our relationship is never going to be like it was. I just don't know how I can go back to that. Mm-hmm. You're a better leader than a friend, and that's okay. We've hit that age where responsibility gets in the way. Goodbye, Alan." And then they basically said, Mark just says that he'll put Viltrumites before anything, his people before anything. So there you go.
That's at the end of the series.
Yes. Yeah. So at this moment, yes. But he is not forgive Alan for what he did.
Yeah.
Huh. That's ironic
This hindsight.
because the next page is Mark saying that he'll see if Nolan will help.
So yeah. So
And-
he says, okay, I'll see if we can get Nolan and the Viltrumites to help.
And then Nolan, the first thing he says is no.
No.
Which is what Mark fucking said. Like how he thinks of the Viltrumites, like he thinks of them first, and he doesn't want to put.
Which is what he
like-
uses to Nolan to convince him. He says there are people. Think of the Viltrumites. Think of the Viltrumites that Thrag's kids. There are people. Let's liberate them. Nolan gets pissed at him, says it's all my fault. Mark says it's not. But Nolan ultimately agrees. I would have liked to have seen Eve in the Coalition costume a little bit more than this one page. Just because I think those are really cool looking costumes. But they say that they're not, that they don't feel right and they want to go back. They know something that'll be more comfortable. And she puts them back into their classic costumes. Did she have a cape in the animated series?
Yeah, there was a
Yep.
cape.
Okay,
Okay.
for some reason I'm
100%
picturing. I'm
there
like,
was
wait
a
a
cape,
minute.
yep.
Okay, good. Now, remember this was a big deal because Mark hadn't worn.
The costume.
The
in
costume.
Fucking years.
Yeah, it had been so long.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was
Not
reboot.
well reboot. Yes,
Well-
because he did reread and reboot. But chronologically, if you don't count reboot, it was
Why wouldn't we
before.
count reboot?
No. Mark hadn't worn it in his timeline. Like,
Mark even says it. She
Oh, it
says
hasn't
it's
been
a
as
while,
long for me.
and yeah, it hasn't been as long as me
Yeah.
because he lived reboot.
yes, okay. Other than reboot, though, it was before they left Earth.
Yeah.
Which was super long. So yeah. So for
Almost
her,
17.
man, for her, yeah, even longer.
Okay, so they're talking about their costumes
Oh my God.
and everything like that. Like, why are we wearing this? Like, my identity's not a secret and stuff. So then Mark's like, okay, let's go see the girl. Let's go catch up with Tara. And it's just Tara's fucking face laughing.
I love how he says,
hysterically.
"Let's check in on the girl."
Yeah, and she says, "Why would you ever wear such silly clothes? You look crazy." And then she's like, "This is what we looked like on Earth before you were born. Why is it so silly?" And then Mark is like, "I half expected this." And she says, "Is this what everyone on Earth wears? Grandma doesn't wear this." And she says, "Just people with superpowers." And she says, "So on Earth, people with superpowers wear naked clothes that make them look naked even though they're not naked. Why?"
Mark's like, "Don't look at me. This is on you."
Oh my God.
Eve says that it helps them move quicker.
Yeah,
and
we
she's like,
don't
the
we
cape-
don't look naked, and the clothes are tight to allow easy movement. We have to move and fight, and we can't have anything slowing us down. And then so Tara says, "Your cape makes you move faster," and she says the cape's just cute.
So great.
And then Tara's like, "The cape is cute. I want one." And then Eve saying, "I win." Oh my God, I love it. I love it. They're a mom and dad superhero team, and it's adorable.
It is.
And it's fucking adorable.
Yep.
Oh God, I love it.
So they got one last day together before they have to leave. So then we get a great like 16 panel page or whatever of all the different things they're doing and playing, like them dancing, going for walks and eating and doing all this fun stuff, and then tucking in for the night as she's crying. Just sad. They do mention with Debbie, though, that she's strong, that she hasn't really talked about what she saw with Oliver, and that she'll be okay because they're leaving her with Debbie. And then the issue ends with Alan and Nolan walking up to the group of Space Racer, Eve, and how do I want to call her?
Thresha.
Thresha. Saying that they're going to begin, and Mark says that he has a better idea for what to do. So yeah, here we go.
All right, issue 140,
135.
135.
Yep. Again, these guys on the first page that Ursula and this other Viltrumite are killing were a callback to issue 11. You see this race because Thrag even says that I've always liked this planet. This is a cool little callback. Ursula says that they've cleared the planet for them. They can now set up a base. Then we see the beginning of Mark's plan, which involves them basically liberating this one planet. It seems like each planet has like one or two Viltrumite stationed there to kind of rule over them and keep them in check. They go there, and Mark pins down this one Viltrumite and saying that he was a little rusty, but he's got him. He's all bloodied and beaten up. And so he's captured this Viltrumite. They've got the people's this species leader on their flagship, and they're talking to him about how, well, the leader's basically saying, hey, if Thrag comes back, we're flipping sides again. We can't be
right.
We're not going to fight.
Like this.
Yeah. And they say that there's a better way. We have a plan. All right. So then we see Space Racer hiding out on an asteroid and following a beat up Viltrumite back to the home base. Is this the same Viltrumite?
Who's not the long-haired one?
Because this guy
right?
doesn't have long hair.
He has short hair.
And he's also a lot buffer looking.
And he has one sleeve torn.
This part always confused me.
Yeah.
Am I missing something? Or are we to just assume that they let one go intentionally?
Because I think that's probably what had happened.
Or is it this guy that they cut his hair, beat him up, and sent him on his way?
And tore one of his sleeves off.
See, because Mark says, I'll get him to the flagship. We can find out what he knows. And I guess, all right, so here was the plan. They were catching some to interrogate him, but Space Racer was outside the planet in case one gets away. This guy got away. So I located him in pursuit. You can track my beacon. So they didn't mention one got away. So that part was a little confusing. Regardless, Alan questions Eve and Mark on their plan. They say things will be different this time. We'll do things... doing it this way will save lives. Then we don't have a name for this planet, though, do we?
Battle Beast planet?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So this is the Battle Beast planet. These people are thrilled that Thrag is here to conquer them. They think that he's great for bringing Thok, which is Battle Beast's real name, back home, and General Mock, which is the guy that we've seen on the council for the coalition, gets killed in this scene for speaking out, and they just leave. They leave the planet. They're like, all right, this was easy, and they leave. So it was interesting getting Battle Beast's original name, though, or actual name. Then back to this Viltrumite that leads Space Racer to their central base, which, again, was the whole point, but I just don't remember seeing where this guy came from.
Yeah.
Cute scene with Tara, with her...
Debbie.
Yeah, her and Debbie. Tara's worried that she'll forget her dad again and that they'll be hurt. And Debbie says she's strong and all she has to do is be strong. Thrag walks off his ship at their home, at their central base, punches one of his children that's trying to offer him a trophy, congratulating him.
And it makes Ursula kind of look like, you really don't care about us.
Yeah.
And the next page is her punching the Viltrumite
symbol on a wall.
Great page. Awesome page. I love it. And
but as soon as she punches it, a huge noise comes from somewhere, and she thinks that she caused it.
It's a very cinematic thing.
Yeah.
If we thought about it long enough, I could probably think of a movie, Indiana Jones. That's a movie. I just thought of one. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade in the library. Every time the lady does a stamp, they were hammering the thing, trying to time it up, and she's looking at it like, was that?
They weren't trying to time it up. It just happened.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
But
Good
yeah,
movie,
she hits
though.
it. It's
Good movie that I haven't seen in years.
So underrated. The Last Crusade. I love it.
Yeah.
There's a crash. And you see next page is a splash page of Space Racer entering the atmosphere and with explosions behind him. Turn the page again, and then you get another
back dual splash pages.
Splash page of Mark and Eve, Alan and Nolan.
Awesome hero shot. They all look incredible. That's a
And
great page.
It ends with Thrag looking out, saying finally.
Issue 136, possibly the bloodiest issue in the entire series, or the issue with the most volume of blood.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just sheer gallons.
This also has fucking amazing art pages.
Yes.
Amazing art
Crazy
pages.
cover too, Eve with everybody bloody behind her. Thrag's just bring it on. He's ready to go. He flies out there in one of Bill's favorite pages. I remember you loving this page.
Yeah, so good. It made me feel dizzy, and it still does. It gives me vertigo of
the POV of it.
Yeah,
of it being. This has to be difficult to draw. This
Dude,
is not
look at
something
Eve
like,
down there. Look at Eve down there. She's
This is not Ryan Ottley's normal art style. I feel, you know what I mean, for him to be doing it from this point of view either.
It's just
it's so-
the
it's
scale.
very cinematic.
It's the scale of everything, and it's the over the shoulder from like Nolan and Mark, and you just see what it looks like to be hovering above.
It looks
this
like
high
you're
up.
flying
It
next to
looks
Nolan.
like- yeah, it looks like you're flying, and you're like, oh fuck, I need to, like, if this was in VR, I would be scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And then, oh my gosh. So then the next page is Thrag using
All his kin,
his
all
fleet
his children,
of children, yeah.
to like just fucking.
Yeah, this
go.
is another one of those
And there's
pages that
just
like
millions
killed
of them.
Ottley.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you like actually look to see how many Viltrumites there are and all the little heads and
Different-
little pieces of hair that he had to
And
like
all the
draw
faces
and-
that you can make out are different faces. They're not like copy paste faces.
Yeah,
It's nuts.
crazy.
And Alan's like, there's just too many. There's no way we could have known. So yeah.
And then you get a cute little break from that crazy action that's about to happen.
Cute, but this is Tara flying into the ceiling because she's playing. She calls the babies, Haluma and Oliver's kids, boring because they're babies. She's like, I wasn't this boring when I was a baby. Yeah, I would have hated me, or you must have hated me. But that crash startled Haluma so bad, and it made her remember that she's kind of defenseless now without Oliver, and it makes her really, really scared and worried. And she starts crying, and that bringing that up scares Tara and reminds her.
She remembers, like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, I saw my uncle die in front of me.
He had his red parts on the outside or something. And that's just where it ends with her. And well, it ends with her saying, "I'm sorry he died. I hope that never happens to anyone else ever again, ever." And you turn the page, and there are just it's a splash page of just bodies being just bursting on Mark's body.
Like tomatoes.
Yeah, they're just so weak. And he's like, "What are you doing to yourselves? Why are you doing this?" Because like they're ripping themselves apart. Eve holding her own, creating bubbles and shields and just trying to protect herself. She almost dies like 6 times in this issue. She keeps getting saved. Nolan just completely dripping in blood. Oh my god, the moment where he like stops and holds his arm up and they just crash out against him like a wave.
Yeah.
It's like it's a wave of water. I love anytime she puts on her armor too. She has that like crazy armor. Yeah. Mark freaking out, running towards her, covered in blood as she's getting overwhelmed.
He saved her again.
Mm-hmm. Ursula going up to Thrag, being like, they're breaking rank, they're on the run. The battle is won.
We're doing good. However, at what cost? Because
Yes.
all these people, all your children are dying. And she says, he grabs her by the throat and he says, the fallen were weak, and it's our way to cast them off.
I like how he says that it tempers us, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it has tempered us. He says, "If you feel such pity for the weak, let me know, and you can join them."
Save your pity for the weak. Mortal Kombat.
They.
Oh, what a TJ.
The good guys get back to their flagship. The Thrag tells her, so we will pursue them. Back on the flagship, we see that I forgot her name again. Thresha. We see that she's like kind of messed up. Don't know how though. We're assuming there's fighting on the ships as well, or in space. But otherwise, they say that.
The plan.
Yep, they say that this is it. We're heading them to our stronghold. And Nolan's like, so where is the stronghold? Where are we leaving them? And Mark says, we're leading them to Earth.
Yep. That was the plan.
The plan was to get their attention.
We're like, what is the plan?
Yeah, what is this plan? The whole plan was to find the base, find the central operation base of all the Viltrumites. Draw them in, and then run to Earth to then surprise attack them with the Viltrumites.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
Do you not like Mortal Kombat? The original Mortal Kombat?
I hate it. I hate.
It's a shame.
Both of those movies are fucking wretched, dude.
Shame.
Okay, 2 more issues here. We got issue 137 with Debbie on the cover. I remember that was funny because it released the same month as Mother's Day. This man, these first few pages are great. So we're seeing where we left off, or where we're at now with all the Viltrumites that were left on Earth. It looks like General Craig, who, if we remember previously, a long time ago, said that he was in love with all of them.
All of them, yeah.
Turns out he continued to just fall in love with all of them, and he just says that he's just not used to this way of this earthly way of only having one mate. He has been with several women and has kids with all of them, and they're all in the same room. And then he gets called away, and he's like, talk amongst yourselves. Then we see
father-son movement.
Same thing
between him and
Lucan.
Lucan.
Yep. I love that. He basically calls him out on fighting another boy because he has superpowers. He says, next time, just let him hit you until he breaks his hand.
Yeah.
Isn't that so much more enjoyable? And he's like, yeah.
He tells him that we can't use our superpowers to get people to like us, which I think is something. If a child has superpowers, like,
not gonna work.
No fucking way. No fucking way.
Yeah.
They're gonna use them at school.
Yep. Then we see Thula, who they're just meeting with. I have a play date with 2 other little kids. She gets called away as well. And then we see someone who gets more than 1 page, which is Anissa.
And this is our second time seeing Marky.
Yes, who we haven't seen since Cory Walker's run or arc, where she had Marky. She's talking to I always forget his name. Scott. She's talking to Scott, and she's kind of, affectionate with him. She loves using the word horseshit. And she basically tells him that, because he says, like, he starts to ask, why would you want to be with me? You can walk on the moon. You can fly into the stars. And she says that what you don't know is that the stars are empty and cold and lonely. I'd rather be here with you, essentially. And then she gets called away. It's Nolan talking in another, like, cool perspective shot. Like you're standing amongst the Viltrumites as Nolan announces to them that Thrag is coming. I'm not going to order you to do this, but I'm asking you consider it. They all say that, yes, they will fight Thrag. Cool cameo of your boy. There's your boy.
Fucking Tether Tyrant. Don't you want to know what he's been up to, TJ?
No, I don't.
No.
So you have The Walking Dread in the background and also Insomniac?
Yes, Insomniac.
Right? Insomniac, The Walking Dread, and Tether Tyrant.
Yeah.
Who are some of the few remaining villains that are opposing Robot.
In the bottom, we see the Maulers for a second.
Working with Robot?
Or again, probably 4. Yeah.
They're working with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting that the one that in that panel with the Maulers is a copper suit robot, which is kind of the non-combative drone version. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're working with him. Interesting. Yep. There's Bulletproof talking to him. It's a vote. They received a Viltrumite transmission, so he intercepted it, which is interesting considering how this issue ends. Nolan is not happy with Mark forcing his hand, like leading them directly to Earth without really talking to him. And then they talk about how quickly all the Viltrumites have changed, for the better. And Mark says, like Anissa. And Nolan says, what is it between you two? And then he says it. Finally, we get it out in the open between Nolan. Yeah.
He says, what is it between you two? And then Mark kind of gives a look, and then Nolan says, she forced herself upon you, didn't she? And he just, like, looks at it, and he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Hugs him. Yeah, and then he says,
Mark says he didn't want you to kill her. I know we need every Viltrumite we have. Nolan says, I'm angry. She hurt you. But it's difficult for me to process. That's what we used to do. He says, by human standards, we were monsters. If it makes our growth that much more better. And he says, the Anissa who did that to you, I promise you, she's gone. And he says, I don't know what to say to that.
Then we get another flash to Tara and Debbie talking, and Tara's upset because she just wants to fly, and Debbie won't let her fly, and she thinks that because I can fly, you should let me fly. And then she's like, fine, you can hover, but you can't like do anything crazy. Just hover. And then the next is a splash page of Tara out in the open of Telescria and high above the streets.
Debbie hanging
and
on
Debbie
her leg.
hanging on her leg saying, "Get us down," and she's like, I can't.
Then it's Ursula talking with some of the injured in like the in like the medical bay or whatever, and it's this one injured boy saying that, "I'm sorry I didn't die. Maybe next time I'll die for our cause, and Thrag will notice me. Maybe he'll even learn my name." And Ursula's
That's so sad.
right? Ursula's kind of taken aback by this. That whole her arc is incredible. Her arc is one of my favorite things, I think, like in this reread, is one of my favorite things about The End of All Things. She's awesome. Ursula is quick to say, "Our Father loves us all. You have to know this. We were created for a grand purpose, to restore the former glory. You don't need to die to earn his favor, young one. You need to live." She's awesome. Even Mark have a little bit of an argument. Not an argument, but they talk about how Eve can't go out there and fight. Mark's like, "Hey, if you get knocked out, you will die. Think of Tara. You can't do this." They agree, and him and Alan go to walk away, and he looks back at her with her hand on the glass in another moment of, kind of like a, like not a red herring, but, makes you kind of nervous. Like, is this the last time he sees her? I remember thinking that.
Yep.
Mark says, "Is there a reason we're flying so close to the sun?"
And then Alan, in a funny kind of way, TJ says, "Oh yeah, an awesome reason."
It's so they can't see her.
Comic relief, right?
It's
just his playful way. Like he's excited.
You've been waiting for a moment.
He's an excited person, and this is just like old Alan peeking through.
I mean, to be fair, the other funniest moment was
the
Alan
eye.
with the eye. I know it's Tara. I'm just saying
that was Tara.
It's still a funny moment. All right, it's so they can't see our forces until it's too late because they're all coming around the sun. Here comes and then the battle begins. Thrag comes out there. He does mention that they let the cadets out first, which are the Viltrumite offspring without red. That was cool that we learned the difference between those.
Oh yeah.
To kind of like give them a false sense of confidence. He goes out with 2 Ragnars on chains, and then that ends with. But before the end of the issue, we get to see Robot talking to all those families that we met in the beginning of this issue, all the Viltrumite parents and children.
He basically says, with your Viltrumite, husbands and wives away, your Viltrumite children are now vulnerable, so I have to act. And just know, and he keeps saying it over and over and over, this is for their benefit.
This is for your own
benefit.
good.
This is for the good of the people, good of everybody.
Yeah. And that's how the issue ends with him
your
grabbing
own good.
Marky and Molly. All right, final issue of the reread. The final issue of our penultimate reread, issue 138. Kicks off with Mark getting one more glance back at Eve as she stays on board the ship.
Another red herring.
Another
like
it's the
loaded
same exact
gun.
thing.
Yeah,
Again.
it's just reminding you, hey, shit's about to happen.
This could be the
Mark
end of
could
all
die.
things. Yeah. We thought everyone was gonna die.
We thought everyone was going to die.
Everyone was going to die.
And then some great splash pages, or not splash pages, but great panels without dialogue of just some brutality with these Ragnars, him swinging them around. It always reminded me of those, what are they called? The little things you get out of the vending machines at like the drugstore or something.
Yeah, the
sticky hands.
Sticky hands, yeah.
Him whipping those things around. At one point, Thula uses her little hair blade to cut one of them off and then send it back at the Viltrumites. General Craig and Ursula lock up, and then Thrag sees Mark, Nolan, and Alan and says, "At last." Nolan says, "No, Thrag is mine," and tackles him. Back on Earth, it's Rex explaining to all the children and the Viltrumite families, or the Viltrumite children and families, that listen, this is for the best. If the Viltrumites fail to stop the attack, they will be here and you will be targets. So this is for your own good. Please, you're not allowed to leave. Lucan's son tries to attack him. He gets held back. He says it's a matter of perspective, whether it's a prison or a safe house. You guys be safe and comfortable. And then he leaves, and then asks Bulletproof to send in a representative to talk to them, a woman. I think they'll identify better with a woman. That'll make this seem more official. I'm counting on you to stem any potential uprising while I'm away. and he says he'll be out of drone range. He goes from his copper suit to his metal, like his steel suit, and then into a rocket, and says there's a threat on the way to Earth. I need to make sure it never reaches this planet. Splash page. 2-page splash of all the fighting and chaos going outside the sun. Just everybody
We get a call back.
going nuts. Is that the next page?
You get a call back page to, I want to say issue 20.
30.
I want to say it's 28.
30.
Of them.
Is it 28?
I think it was 28 when
Maybe.
they were on. I'm going to look it up. While you guys continue.
It's all good. Great callback. So cool looking. Remember in the Tick 100 issue, there was a callback to that as well? That was funny. We've got Ursula fighting Anissa. Eve watching on the monitors. Space Racer blowing people's heads off. I was thinking about this. With Space Racer like shooting his gun, I'd be really nervous. They are all moving around so fast. Like
You can shoot
he's
anybody.
like sniping people, and you get. I mean,
Well, that beam can.
It
It's
just
not just one
continues.
bullet. It just fucking
Yeah.
continues. So if you hit that beam, you're fucked.
yeah. Thrag. So some of this great dialogue between Thrag and Nolan. Thrag saying, "You should have killed me when you had the chance," and Nolan says, "And save myself that satisfaction when I do it
so
today."
Nolan throws his hand up to block a punch, and his arm breaks. From
Oh
Thrag.
yeah. I always miss
And then
that.
and then he goes to punch Thrag
the other
and
hand.
with his in the head, and
And he
Thrag
does.
simply
He
just
hits his head, but then he swings his head back into the fist,
and crushes his hand, Nolan's hand.
like jellified, jellified.
And then you get a really
liquefied.
scary, really fucking scary image, and it's Mark watching this fight, and he thinks, "Dad," and
Thrag has him
drag
by the
him
neck.
by the throat with the fist back, still no regrets, and the next page is Mark
Tackling Thrag.
tackling fucking Thrag.
Dude, that still no regrets is such a good final line.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So then you think there's going to be this huge thing, and
Oh,
Thrag's
okay,
just
you got a breath. All right.
Yeah,
So
and
it's not
he's
going to
like-
happen.
And he's like, "No, you'll have your turn. Be patient," and just throws Mark aside and goes back to
right
fucking
back
Nolan.
to Nolan.
Oh my god, I can't read this again. Why are you doing this to me?
The callback was to issue 29.
Oh, you were
So
so
28.
close.
One off.
Thrag, Nolan headbutts and breaks Thrag's nose. He says, well done. In my absence, maybe you were the most qualified. Problem is, I have no further absences planned. Comes out with his hand, and you turn the page, and it's a beautiful,
Viltrumite-
disgusting, awful
Viltrumite punch.
Viltrumite punch through Nolan's center,
He's like, very smart. You moved just enough to avoid your heart.
protecting your heart, a lesson you should have taught your son.
And then Nolan says it'll take more than that to... And then Thrag just fucking rips him apart.
He just...
Oh my god. Do you remember thinking, you're like, he's okay. He's okay. He might be okay.
No, I never thought that.
He might be all right.
No, I thought he was...
Well, I read it panel by panel because I read it digitally.
man.
So I was literally like, okay, he got Viltrumite punched. Oh, he's still alive after the Viltrumite punch. He's still okay.
No. And then the final page is Mark screaming with blood all over him, but tears in his eyes.
Oh, you're such an asshole for making me read this again.
Yep.
Oh,
All right.
what a dick.
Yep. That does it. We've got one more rereader left. We'll do that next month.
And hopefully by then we'll have a trailer to talk about.
Oh my God. Hopefully we have something.
Probably not.
Action figures?
Oh man.
They're coming.
So we've got one final email here from Mike Carter. He wrote in and says, "Hi guys, I have been enjoying doing this reread along with all of you, and it's crazy that it'll soon be coming to an end. But the good news is, we'll be getting the animated series. I love the look of the animation. It had Cory Walker all over it from the moment I opened the back of the book. When I went into Pulp this week, I immediately ran to the free comic book table, grabbed a copy, and flipped to the back. I'm hoping they release each episode one at a time. I have found I process and enjoy shows more this way as opposed to just hauling through a binge. It would also be crazy to go back to the start of the series when Mark was in high school. It's been so long since we've seen that, like 2005 or 2006 for me, excluding Reboot. As for this latest round of reread, this set of 6 issues combines the different tones of the book so well. We have Mark fighting Alan over Oliver's death, while on the same page we see a baby chewing on Haluma. It's depressing, funny, crazy, happy, and angry all in a few pages. Not many creative teams can pull this off, but Kirkman and Ottley do. Fairbairn coloring is also on a biblical level of awesomeness.
Agreed.
Which, by the way, yeah,
As
Fairbairn
always.
is coloring these issues now, and he's doing incredible. We've also got was it Mark Morales inking this arc. As I read the last issue, I remember sweating reading it for the first time, and then telling when Nolan was cut in half by Thrag at the end, then being frustrated for a month, maybe longer, who knows, I can't remember. These were released twice monthly. Didn't Invincible do that at some point? No, I don't think Invincible ever did twice monthly.
No. Walking Dead
did. Then Mark finishes up by saying, finishes up by saying, I was also terrified that Kirkman was going to kill Tara. I would have better accepted a Mark death than Tara. Again, great to see you guys. A great show, and see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.
We had a lot of people. I had a friend, another friend of ours said he thought it would be Tara to die.
I remember talking about it when we first read it, that there was no way that he could kill off Tara. There's no way.
She was too cute.
Yeah, too
cute, too innocent.
Yeah.
Nope. Oh my god, I'm so excited to talk about the final issue next month. All right, that does it for all Invincible related stuff. Do you guys want to talk briefly about some other stuff? We'll make it quick. Couple movies, TV shows, other comics,
sure.
Any video games, any of that kind of stuff. So we'll start with any movies. I've only got one. I think was it a Hulu original? Palm Springs.
Was that the Groundhog Day one?
Dude, it was so good. Yes.
Really?
Yes. You should watch it. Andy Samberg. And
yeah.
what's her name from How I Met Your Mother? And Once the mother.
We talked about that on Screencast.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, and that's what finally convinced me. I'm like, all right, fine, I'm watching.
I do like Andy Samberg.
Tony, watch it.
Ever since watching Storks, I love Andy
Oh,
Samberg.
and fucking Nolan's in it. J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta see it. It's great. That's it as far as new movies that I thought were worth bringing up.
I just watched a movie called The Rental, which was pretty good.
I don't know it.
That's it's kind of like a suspense horror, I guess. It's about like two couples that rent this like mansion out in the woods and everything. It's just about like this guy out in the woods like terrorizing them.
I don't like that idea at all.
Like that
That's
idea.
too. That's like too real.
Yeah.
You know.
It was pretty good.
Do you remember the movie Lights Out?
Yeah.
Me and Liz just watched that because Liz had never seen it before.
Yeah.
And I remember when I think you and I watched it. Like.
Yeah, I literally just watched it the other day.
We did too. So weird.
Was it on TV? Because I watched it on TV.
It was on HBO. We watched it.
You and I actually talked about it though, and I told you I was like, it's always on TV. And
that's
then
why
after
we watched
talked
it.
about it.
That's why we watched it.
Because we talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I ended up watching it too because it was just was on TV.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's when she's on the ground and you can hear the scratching.
Dude, that's the worst part.
Yeah,
that's so fucking
that's the best
scary. Oh god. Fuck. I don't think I really. I mean, I told you guys I started Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah.
I think I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It gets better. It's
It's
those moments.
Really funny. Like
it's those moments like the Bane stuff. It's those moments that make you really appreciate. It's not even like the Harley stuff or the main plot. It's just the little things that are really cool.
Clayface is a little overdone at this point. Like we're like, we get it, bro. You're like an actor. We get it. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, it doesn't get better.
Yeah.
He's a little rough, but King Shark is fun.
King Shark was really funny. He had a funny moment in the last episode that I just watched where he's like, "Thank you so much for utilizing me for everything more than Braun. Like people just look at me and think that and he walks in and bites the guy's head off, and then sits down and starts. He's like, "Oh yeah, I know this operating system."
The thing that makes the show, I think, good though, like the best parts of the show, are seeing all of the side characters, and even the best too is the superheroes. Aside from Batman, you're kind of seeing like Superman and Wonder Woman, like all these other people, Green Lantern, from the view of the supervillains. So they're
really
across,
campy
like,
and
really like dumb and like kind of like dorky.
Yeah.
And, like Batman is still fucking Batman, but all the other characters are like seeing it from their perspective is really really cool.
I think my favorite character might surprise you. Who's your favorite character?
It's a tie between Bane and Commissioner Gordon.
Okay.
Commissioner Gordon is
Poison
so
Ivy.
funny.
Poison Ivy.
Dude, she is by far. She's
so
incredible.
funny.
She's like the main character.
Oh
like,
my god.
for sure.
But she's just perfect. Like her tone and her use of verbiage and everything that she says.
Dude, I love
like
her.
she swears a lot, but it's very appropriate.
And both,
Like, we're just like,
anytime
fuck,
her and even Arlie, when like their use of swear words are really, really good.
Yeah.
Have you seen much of Commissioner Gordon?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it hasn't
like,
gotten to where he
like,
does get great.
He's gonna get awesome.
Him talking to Batman
Yeah.
and like being like, hey, so like, you know, my wife, like looking up at her,
Yeah.
you know, my lifeless body having sex, like, it's just like he complains and he's sad and depressed a lot, and Batman's like, I don't really want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah. Before we continue with this stuff, I want to do one last update to our poll.
Last you said like 29 people had.
Yep, we're up to 52 votes.
Okay.
All right. There is a clear winner right now at 40%. Wolfman.
It fucking took the lead.
It took the lead, followed by
Wait. 40% was Wolfman.
Yep.
35%. No, 32.
27.
Oh, okay.
So it's 40%, then 27 to
Tech
Tech
Jacket.
Jacket, 25 Invincible Universe Guarding the Globe, and then 8% for Brit.
A lot of people must have just read the first volume of Brit and were like, what the fuck?
Well, the first volume's the best.
Oh, the second one's
The second
terrible,
one
and then
is
the third one is really,
awesome,
really good.
Yeah. Second one just loses it.
Yeah.
Okay, otherwise, shows. I finished my rewatch of Avatar Last Airbender. It's still incredible. Can't
Korra?
wait for Korra coming to Netflix. That'll be fun.
God,
I'm
good
gonna,
news.
I'm going to jump right into that.
Yep.
I watched, and I was going to bring this up earlier when you mentioned something, Bill. I watched on Disney Plus the documentary, because I like documentaries and I like Disney shit, the Frozen documentary about the making of Frozen 2. And it was fascinating. It was a really...
Fascinating.
Dude, it was so good.
Fascinating.
It was really well made, and when you talked about how, surely Invincible has enough footage to make a trailer. Mm-hmm. Remember the Frozen 2 trailer of her like on the beach and then running into the wave
running into
and
the
then
waves.
going back and trying again, and it shows them like riding the reindeer and like the cuts to the everything.
Yeah.
That was all the footage they had, 100%. They hadn't even finished writing the movie yet.
I believe it.
There was nothing.
We didn't even know what the story was about. Like
they didn't. Like watching this documentary, they did the first round of voice work. Mm-hmm. They had some rough character designs. They did some early animation. Put the trailer out there, and then we're like, let's make the movie. Like, and that was less than a year before it came out.
Yeah.
And they worked on it for like 5 years. Mm-hmm. Like just to get an idea of how animation works and how much work goes into anything before something tangible was really, really cool. And then the other show that I watched, TJ, I watched Upload.
Yeah, I knew that was when you said you watched something that I suggested. I figured it was gonna be that.
I kind of struggled through it.
Really?
Yeah.
I loved it.
I thought a lot of the acting was really rough. It felt I mean, obviously, it felt low budget at times. There was a lot of really weird plot holes that really were glaring at me. I'll talk to you about later. But, like, overall, it was okay. It's interesting where it ended, because now I'm like, all right, well, like, so at the end, I really liked the Angel character. Like, I really liked her a lot.
The thing that made it was their relationship.
Yes, yeah.
That's why.
Really, other than that, I didn't care about anyone, and I hated a lot of the other characters.
I mean, you're supposed to hate the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Obviously. You're also kind of supposed to hate the friend.
The detective, the one friend that's in there with him.
Yeah.
The other friend that's on the outside, the little boy. Like, other than the angel and the other angel, her friend, those were like the only two that I really liked. The mom.
Me too.
So, I mean, yeah, I guess the main character, what's his name, is okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was okay. It was still worth watching.
Okay.
But there, almost after every episode, I was like, I could just stop, and I would have been okay. And I almost did. But then I was like, one night.
It's a show that did you watch it with Katie?
No.
It's a show that I thought that you and Katie would enjoy watching together.
Yeah, it's kind
because of that relationship. Though.
Yeah, it was kind of like it was a little Good Place meets something else. And I forgot what the other thing was. But yeah, it was alright.
I think it's interesting that season 2 of Umbrella Academy is out, and you guys don't care about it.
I'm really excited to watch it, but my thing with that is I would have watched that instead of Upload, but I need to find a good recap of season 1
I
thought the same way. And Bill,
I know you guys didn't like it as much. I really liked the first season.
When we watched the first season, you said that you liked like the first episode and the rest of it was trash.
The pilot. I really liked the pilot, and the rest of it was like, fucking go somewhere. Yeah. Go somewhere. I don't care. She's obviously the bad person. She's gonna
I remember thinking that you weren't crazy, but I still enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Liz, dude, Liz was like, "Oh my god, I can't wait for it." I'm like, "Didn't
Really?
you not finish it?" And she's like, "No, you didn't finish it." Like, I got to like the second to the last episode, and I was like, "I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care about this shit anymore. It's lost me entirely."
Yeah.
And then apparently Liz finished it, loved it, and now can't wait to like binge it with. I think she said Riker, because her and Riker watched
Yeah.
a lot of the first season too.
More than any movie, TV show, book, video game, anything, any type of media or content or whatever, I have never felt the way or felt the emotions, the range of emotions. I don't think I will ever get it out of my head the way that The Last of Us 2 made me feel.
We haven't talked about it at all.
We haven't talked at all. We're not going to talk about it further than this. It was, I feel like, one of the most taxing things on my soul. And it did things that no other medium can ever do, and was a masterpiece. There's definitely things that, if I had to pick apart, there's things that I could say that I didn't care for this or how this or this. But ultimately, it was just incredible, and I've never experienced what that game made me experience.
You could sum up the issues of Last of Us 2 with one word, and it's pacing. There were some pacing issues.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Well, there's one other thing, but I'll talk about it afterwards.
After the podcast? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But otherwise, it like I said, in a nutshell, it's unlike anything I've ever experienced.
So you don't want to spoil it? Or
no, I'll talk about it now.
Okay.
We could, if anybody wants to know, we could talk online or something.
Yeah.
Beat Saber's a ton of fun. Fall Guys is funny. I've been playing a shit ton of board games. Other than that, Kill the Minotaur was an awesome Skybound comic book. I read the first trade. It's the only trade it's completed. It was a really fun story.
I read all of Redneck, which was fucking phenomenal.
All of it?
Oh yeah.
You're all caught up?
Oh yeah, I've been caught up.
Dude,
It's
I need it.
phenomenal.
I need to read it.
It's like
Yeah.
fucking phenomenal. Like
Okay.
you'll love it. You'll love it.
All
Bill,
right.
you would fucking love it.
Yeah.
I'm almost done with book 3 of The Expanse.
Oh,
So
cool.
I've been
Yeah.
going through that. Yeah.
Nice. And then obviously Firepower, which I think I'm gonna have to give you, Bill, to take with you because it's incredible. It's very, very good.
I'll just buy it digitally.
Yeah. Remember,
Comixology.
it's a trade and then 2 issues.
Right.
Yeah. All right, that does it. Thank you guys for listening. This was a ton of fun to record this episode. We'll be back in 1 month. We don't know what it's going to be. We don't know what it's going to be. Either something else gets announced or we'll come up with a topic. We'll figure out what it's going to be and talk about it online. Remember, you can email us at theinvinciblepodcast@gmail.com. Find us at theinvinciblepodcast.com. Otherwise, we're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Our outro music is done by an Invincible fan and listener, and you heard his name already before, maybe a couple times on this episode. It's Wyatt Layne. You can find his music on Soundcloud, iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music. This song is called Follow the Feeling. So thank you, Wyatt, for letting us use this song as our outro. And that does it. Hope you enjoy the song, and we will talk to you guys later, and see you in a month. Okay, bye.
Everybody.
Bye.
See, like, there's something there. There's something there. What if I turn the gain all the way up? Whoa! So maybe if I just turn the gain a little bit up. So I'm talking right about here. Test, test, test. Okay, take 2. I'm talking to my mic.
See, it's just normal.
No, but if you talk a little bit louder.
A little bit louder now. A little bit louder now.
And if I do that,
You pick up more on the other on
it's
this
on
mic.
this one. There's nothing
Yeah.
coming through on that one. Let's see if we are good.
Are we good?
I don't know. Are we good?
This looks like we're good.
Let me talk a little bit louder. I don't know, man. It might just be
No, you're
test, 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 test. Test, 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 test.
no, you're barely coming
What
out.
the fuck?
Hey.
Which makes me feel like it's the microphone, which isn't good. Bill, can you talk into your mic for a second?
Physically fit. Physically fit.
Oh, interesting. You're the top one. Fuck. All right, everybody. Here we are. We are going to do another test. I'm testing my mic right here. Bill and or TJ, just talk close to that mic. No, don't. It's fucking muted again, which is probably what happened last time. Now talk.
Oh.
Talk a little bit closer to it for a second. I just want to make sure
like
that you're not
this?
picking up on the other mic. Because that should be physically fit. Physically fit. Why? Why?
If you work out at the gym, TJ, and before you weren't in shape, and when you leave the gym after a couple months, what would you say? What would you say that you are? Would you say that you're?
What?
Would you say that you're physically fit?
What?
What?
What movie?
Jumanji.
Jumanji.
That's from Jumanji?
Yeah. It's
My
when it's
last words.
Jumanji.
Jumanji.
What?
What?